It's March Madness, baby, and we're pumped up here at Pub Sports Radio. We don't just have one contest for you, 2 contests to celebrate the greatest tournament on earth. The first contest is our NCAA Confidence Pool. You select a roster of teams based on who you believe will advance the furthest in this year's tournament. Each entry receives 90 points to select their teams based on a reverse ranking method, meaning a number 1 seed will cost you 16 points of your available 90. A number 2 seed will cost you 15. A number 3 seed will cost you 14. A number 16 seed will cost you 1 point. Once you have your roster of teams, points will be awarded for each win selected teams accumulate during the tournament. A first round win by one of your teams will get you 10 points. A second round win, 15. Sweet 16, 20 points. Elite 8, 25. Final 4, 30. And if one of your teams wins the NCAA championship, you will get 50 points. We are also doing a regular bracket pool. Just like last year, our guy, Matty Ice, started a taint play of the day, was our champion. We're doing it again. But this year, we're using the Fibonacci sequence for points. 2 points for a first round win, 3 points for a second. It's 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 for a Final 4 win, and 21 if you win the NCAA championship. Just like you've done every year. You fill out a bracket predicting the outcome of each game in the tournament. Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
And the best news about it is, Jimmy, only $50 each to join there. $100 total to join both contests. Brackets must be submitted by Thursday at the first tip. Can't wait, Jimmy. And guess what? All that money goes right back into the prize pool except for a less than $2 convenience fee. So shout out to all you guys entering. Can't wait. Big prize pool awaits the winners. Top 10% gets paid in each contest.
Ooh-wee! March 21st, 12:15 p.m. Eastern. We tip off for March Madness. Get that cash.
All right. Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Let me fix this. Here we go. All right. Beautiful. It's nice to see everyone here on a Wednesday afternoon. We appreciate it. Shout out to you guys. As the video just said, sign up for our bracket pool. It's going to be a whole lot of fun here, guys. As you guys know, there's 2 of them going right now. We obviously have the confidence pool and we have the regular bracket pool. And to show you guys again, of course, on screen, here's the bracket. Just pick your teams. You have available points, 90 of them, as you guys can see right there. Each seed or each team costs a certain amount of points, and you've got those 90 to decide what you're going to do with them. So I haven't filled mine out yet personally. I'm going to do that today, hopefully before everyone comes. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I will say I do like Purdue this year, lads. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Ooh, Kent. I might take you up on that, Kent. Hit me up on Twitter. But it's nice to see everyone. Say hey. My name is Jose Bouquett, as you guys know. Welcome into Betting with Bouquett. The official start of Pubapalooza, I'd like to say. We've got a great show here coming up. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Connor Mack joins us with NHL. We talk about MLB again. 1-0 in the MLB season. Shout out to me and Sharpie. Great times. Great picks there on the first 5 under. I woke up a little late, actually, for this show because I was watching that game earlier this morning. So as soon as that 5th inning ended, I was like, bam, knock the fuck out. So that was great. But it was nice to cash that, go 1-0. Can't hate that. And I don't even know the score of that game, actually. So we'll see that later. It'll be a lot of fun. But it's nice to see everyone. Wine time. Sam Colmer, Viper MB, Kent. My guy, cannot wait for you to come in here, Kent. And that 150 golf is very tempting, my man. Very tempting. Rocco, Swiggy Bets, my guy, Odds Bun. Shout out to you, Sharpie. We dominated last night. That was awesome, my guy. Kong's Clip saying best bet. Kristaps Porzingis threes. My guy Justin McElvey in here as well. Shout out to the Stacks play of the day. Team total over there for the Phoenix Suns. There. Tori Coker, I got you. We're going to be going over all the games today in some form or fashion here. Another part of me not looking was I have no idea what our boys are on here and see. Very, very funny. So there we go. All right. After blah, blah, blah. All right. So cool. We have an interesting show here. Like I said, I woke up a little late here, and I'm receiving all these messages now and looking at them. So it's going to be a very, very interesting show, to say the least. By the way, Brian Watson, good point. Jimmy, flying over here right now. So next time I see James, it'll be right in person. It'll be very interesting, to say the least. But nonetheless, we have work to do here, guys. And guess what? Guys, it's Wednesday. You guys know what Wednesdays mean. Horses, baby. Horses. The gold member races are today. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And to christen the gold member races, we had a little video made up, and I can't wait. Take a look.
Trade your membership to gold. You will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday.
A lot of names, a lot of familiar faces, and another chance for $50 to sign up for PSR Gold. It's going to be a lot of fun. Why wouldn't you want to be on this list, huh? Frank, that's a great question. Does AI determine the winner? No, Frank. The fastest horse does. So shout out to everyone that's a member. We appreciate you guys. We let our horses run forever. 2.5 hours.
They were racing.
It's San Antonio. Here we go.
And they are off.
You know I'm not winning this. My horse ain't like this.
And here comes Big Show, who says 2 minutes is too long. Big Show wants this race to end right now. Going to be moving into the stretch soon. K Wolf up front, saturated making a move, and there's nasty motherfucking Nate. Director 97, and he should have been 40. Director 97, $100. Team wanting all the money.
Oh my
God, and it's Director 97 back.
Oh my God!
Fresh, take it home. Here's 6-5-4. Oh God! Saturated. Friedrich gonna come home with it. Is it Billy Friedrich's time? Is it his time? No, it's not. Cody Norton maybe he's filling the fight with it as well. Filling the fight. How dare you throw the ace down? Does Coyne have enough space to get home? Or will Gabby take care of business? Here comes the show. A third win for Director 97.
But Connor Mack takes out. He might be blowing his load a little bit too early. Does anybody to contest? Here comes Iron Eagle out of nowhere. Iron Eagle.
It's a packed race. 5 seconds. Crystal from the back. Crystal. Justin Mackley wants his action. Justin Mackley wants to go back to back. Justin wants it. Justin needs it. No, wire, Justin. Where's the wire? Justin. BT comes out of nowhere. Man, I love the horse races. They're so much fun. And, geez, that just shows the examples of it. So today, the PSR Gold member races are today. So it's going to be very, very fun. Cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. And let's get right after it, ladies and gents. We've been stalling here for a little bit. I've made some of the graphics I need to, and we are, excuse me, officially ready to shove off here. Let's bring on our first guest. Oh, boy, I can't wait to break down the action with him. I have to ask him when he's coming in for Pubapalooza, if he's coming in, and who knows? I don't want to assume. But let's talk to him. Let's bring him on, your friend and mine. He's going to talk NHL, MLB, and he's going to talk some college basketball as well. It is my friend and yours, Mr. Connor McPix, joining the program. Connor, how's it going?
Jose Odale. Jose, how about the Dodgers, baby?
How about the Dodgers? Yeah, I only watched up until the moment that 5th inning ended, Connor, and then right after that, just immediately knocked the fuck out for me. But I don't even know the final score of the game. Is the game even over? Who knows? But I'm glad
it's over.
I'm glad that we got that early cash there early. Shout out to Sharpie and I for that first 5 under. Connor, did you make any baseball bets? How are you doing?
Yeah, I had the under in the game. We'll get to the baseball later. If you looked at it, you go back to the under. today.
I'm excited about that again. I think everyone loaded up on the over. The market was ridiculous. It was like 99% of the money. And I was like, this is just bullshit. We should just
It's some of these too that you get early in the year where that'd be a 7.5 with those two pitchers.
Yeah.
We see it in
3.5.
Yeah, so there's just a little value. I mean, that park, we'll see. Maybe we get more runs today. I've been going over it. I don't know.
All right, well, beautiful. We will talk about that game right after we talk about NHL. So let's get right after it, lads. Again, thanks everyone here for watching. We appreciate it. As always, I'm a little scatterbrained and a mess today, so thank you, Connor, as always. First off, Connor, are you doing the bracket challenge?
Yeah, I will. I'm going to get in here later today.
Beautiful. The bracket is up, available for everyone. We can't wait. I've been telling everyone I've known my national championship or my champion for weeks now, or for a year now. Actually, I took advantage of the last time this happened. I told my brother and everyone that UVA was going to win a national title after they lost to the 16 seed, and Purdue was going to do the same thing. So I have Purdue winning it all, which is surprising to some people.
Yeah, I think the public likes them. I don't think they get it done. So I hope you go. It's good. I hope to prove you wrong. But one thing in that bracket, I mean, it could be Purdue or Tennessee finally could make a run to the Final Four. At least one of those teams.
Yes, the choke artist side of the bracket, which is going to be funny.
Now they're together. One of them could get out of there. I'm not big on the Big Ten. I never have been, especially in the tournament. So we'll see if Purdue can get it done. Regular season darlings. Bad in the tournament.
Darlings. Yeah, I know. It's going to be interesting to say the least. We'll see if Purdue has some fucking backbone today as well. All right, let's get into it. Connor Mack, appreciate you joining me and carrying this load here, Connor. I appreciate that very much. Let's get after. Let's go to the ice first. Let's talk hockey. Can't wait. And I don't know what the order of the college basketball games will be doing today here, Connor, but we'll figure it out. We're very flexible here. Mike M joining us as well, so it'll be a whole lot of fun. All right, let's get into it. Hockey games, only 3 of them today. Maple Leafs Capitals here, Connor, to start this off. Very funny that I have started this show, and in my haste of starting the show, I absolutely started it without my notes in front of me, but I can tell you that Joseph Wall likely here today, and Charlie Lindgren is confirmed here today for both sides here. My guy Tori Coker asking about money splits. I know we don't really typically read them for hockey because Jimmy doesn't use them, but I will throw them out here since I've got them, and it's very helpful to some people. Do with it what you will for others. It's a minus 135, so it's a little bit more reasonable for the money line here, the Leafs, but 78% of the bets, 72% of the money on them. So do with that what you will. Total here, and the Action Network is really disappointing. So actually, that has it. 50-50 money split, no percent of the or bet split for the total there, and no money split, 4,000 bets in, and that's going to be a trend for all of hockey. No money percentages for any of the totals for hockey, only 2% of the bets. So Action fucking up. What do you think here, Connor Mack? What do you think?
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to all the people in the green, like you hit up. Get there, $5. Get in the horse race. I've already come from the clouds once. I think I was there maybe another time. But for the most part, my horses sucked. But if he can win every once in a while, I love him. I love him for that day. DC Capper, Philly Eagle Flyer, Rocco, what's going on, my man? EQ. I love that Grand Canyon team. I hate the matchup with St. Mary's. That is the lone thing because I was ready to jump on them. But yeah, I think it's just not a good one there versus St. Mary's. It should be a good game, though. Kent Davies, he's in San Antonio. Shout out to him. Brian Watson. Justin, as always. Swig, what's up? That fan. Hell yeah. Sweaty Butch. What's going on, Butch? Tori Coker, Bo Jackson. Shout out to all the regulars. Julian Morgan. Shout out to all you guys. Vipe. Let's get to it. I have to say one thing here. I had a couple of bad losses in hockey. The Leafs over there late was a good one. I had the under. in the Jets game. 2 goals in the last 90 seconds. Killed me there. Still thinking about it, Jose. Still thinking about it. Fuck, it drives me nuts. All right, let's get to this. Caps playing really, really well. This is the biggest key. I love them as a dog. I haven't been on them enough. Jimmy's faded them a little bit. I have taken them as dogs. They're off this huge, long road trip. This has been the longest one all year. The Canadian West Coast. Jets, Oilers, Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary. That's the one thing, but how do you not want to take them? It's a little bit of a sucker, bet. I don't think the Leafs have lost 3 straight all year, or maybe they did early. I was going through that. If they have, it's only been once. They're off back-to-back close losses. Canes came back, got them in a good one, and then losing last night. And against the Flyers team, they had owned. There was a lot of pucks off the post, too, for the Leafs. I was watching that game yesterday. So it's tough. What do we get off of this thing? Caps want to play at lower scoring. We know that, 2 and under. Leafs, one of the better over teams. They make money for me nonstop. We know they have some defensemen out here. Mitch Marner's going to be out. Still questionable. I don't know if he's going to be in at all. And Washington's pretty healthy. So in the end here, Jose, God damn it, I hate it because they've been all right after coming. They haven't had a trip this big. But I got to take the Capitals. Enough of the bullshit. Give me the dog. As much as Toronto could go in there and win, some people think this might be a short price for them. Give me the Caps. If they won this, I wasn't on it. I'd be pissed.
It's fair. The Washington Capitals, it's fun. It's fun, capping vicariously through Jimmy at times because I have these opinions formed of teams and I have no basis of believing these things besides my father telling me these things. So I always assume the Capitals are a shit bum squad and all this stuff, but it's nice seeing you betting on them today, Connor. I know it might test your soul a little bit, but I think this is a nice bet here.
I got it. And, Leafs have been good. Let's see if they can slip up, though. And they've classically, big favorite here, better team. But old man, I talked about Ovechkin, scoring goals, feeling a little bit better here. So I don't know. Caps maybe falter, but give me him here as a home dog. And if I get slapped, I get slapped.
Okay. All right. You get
as Pete would say, whatever he says, if I lose this one, I lose one. Well, I'm not
yeah. It's only a unit of loss. Judge me. All right. That's Connor Mack there on the Capitals. You're just taking the money line?
Money line. Yeah, whatever's the best.
All right.
Give me it.
All right. Caps money line there for Connor Mack picks. I will do some line shopping here for you in a moment. I'm also setting up graphics for later as well. So
plus 124 is the best I got.
All right. Beautiful. Plus 124 for Connor Mack picks. And we move on. Let's move on to our next game. Arizona Coyotes versus the Dallas Stars. Gigantic favorite are the Stars. I always call them a 3-period hockey team. Everyone knows this because one time I went to one of their games and they blew a lead. And I just don't trust them here. And it's funny hearing like Gokster and people saying that about them now as well. So I don't trust the Stars. Minus 285 is a little aggressive for me here as well. And I just can't get there with the Stars either. Let's go to the market here. I'll tell you guys I can't tell you guys the total market because there's no information on it actually. So Connor Mack, I'll just pass it right back to you here. Stars, Coyotes, anything here?
Yeah, Rocco, shout out to you, my guy. Yeah, I noticed that too, that trend when they come back home off the trips. Couple 3-2 games. I know they had a couple 5-4. There have been a few more goals, like you mentioned, with the Capitals. It was tough. I kind of lean over. Goes against it just because Leafs games, we get goals. My blue line has just been hit and miss. Yeah, let's get here. Dallas, massive favorites. This Stars team has owned the Yotes. Yotes, after a couple wins, I had them. I think it was Saturday or Sunday against New Jersey. They won 4-1. Devils, I talk about it, shouldn't be laying that price on the road. And did you hit the goalies here?
Oh, I did not actually. I'll mention them right now.
Should be Wedgwood and Ingram. but it's not confirmed, right?
Yeah, I've the same thing. I've got unconfirmed Connor Ingram, and then I've unconfirmed Jake Ottinger, which is basically the same thing you're saying there as well.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters who's in here. I think the Stars get it done. I think if you like it, you like the over. I've talked about this for years. The Stars puck line, dead to me. This team just can't win by multiple goals. I mean, they have this year. It's just been a struggle. Earlier this year, they played 4-3 OT. I could see this 5-2. I'd lean to some goals. So I'd lean over in the Stars if you want to get involved with it, but I'm off.
Off on the Stars game. I am off as well. Just too high.
Yeah, it is weird. Wedgwood over Ottinger. Yeah. Ottinger's just not been the same, after how well he played last year.
Yeah, and Swig is mentioning that Ottinger's is coming off being pulled from the Devils game, so it definitely might be our guy Wedgwood there. Shout out to Ick Snizzle, who I believe is on his way or has already landed in San Antonio. Shout out to you, Ick Snizzle. Maybe Ick Snizzle can come with us, Kent Davies, my guy. Kent Davies talking about a golf round. Maybe Ick and I, we need it. We are warming up. Connor, again, I don't know what time or when you're coming to Pubapalooza, but I'll tell you, Saturday morning, myself, Gokster, Spenny, and Ick Snizzle are going to go play golf, and I think we're going to run Team America versus Team Canada. Spenny and Gokster versus Ick and myself. What are the odds on that? Could you line that for us here, Connor? Because Jimmy said it was minus 200 to the Canadians.
Ick's pretty good.
I know.
But Gokster's pretty good too. I'd say the Canadians a little bit. But you got to step it up, Jose.
I am the weak link on the team, and I'm gonna surprise people with how good I am, and I'm gonna be better than Spenny is my hope, and then I'm gonna hope that Gokster and Ick cancel out, and then we win.
So what are you gonna play though? Are we playing straight? Are you gonna play match play?
I think we're just play holes. Yeah.
Yeah. Ick, you got to carry him, my guy. Don't get too wasted. Just a few beers, just a few.
Yeah.
Swing lube.
I
shot in the beer. That type of shit.
Ix even says minus 200 was fair for the Canadians. I don't.
Ick, come on, you got to believe in yourself, my guy.
Man. Come on. I believe.
He likes it. He's a dog.
He is a dog.
He likes that.
Shout out to Ick. All right, let's go to our next game. Minnesota Wild, Los Angeles Kings. Now, I know the Kings have probably been one of the most confusing, confounding teams in hockey. I can't get them right either. In my notes that I wrote down and don't have in front of me because I don't have, or because I'm a fucking donkey. I wrote down that the Kings beat the Twins, the Wild, like 7-3 last time, but that was in fucking October. And I could imagine a Minnesota Wild team being a lot better. I know that the Kings are at home, but if I'm playing a side here, it's absolutely the Minnesota Wild for me here, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, Wild playing well, a little bit late. They need some wins, need the points. Fleury's going to be in. He rested last night. They got the easy win. He's been good as a late old man, playing well the last couple weeks.
That's been the trend this year, it seems, with him and then the guy that used to be on the Kings, Jonathan Quick.
Quick's been a trend. It's been good. These goalies, they take care of their bodies and stuff. They can hang around a while. So Eck looks like he's going to be out. That's a big miss for them. It's just this. How can you want to take the Kings after the back-to-back? Mike hit it. They've just been awful. They can't just string a few wins together at all, and they haven't been great at home. They looked good last night. They should have playing the Blackhawks. Both these teams back-to-back. Not much travel here. Give me the Wild. I like the under 5.5. I don't mind it, but I just want the Wild here at the plus 130 price. I'll just take a lean on. I think it's low scoring. But
say that one more time, Connor. We lost you for a second there. You said you were taking the Wild, and then
Wild plus 135.
All right, beautiful. The Wild
Or
for Connor
138.
Mack
Plus
picks.
138 is the best number I got.
All right, there we go. I'm gonna write that down. Wild versus Kings. Connor Mack is on the Wild money line plus
Kaprizov, the guy's been money with goals too. I haven't looked at his shots or anything, but man, guy's lighting the lamp. If you're looking for props.
All right, beautiful. I just wrote that down, and I might be on that as well. So we'll see here.
Get on it.
Yeah, I do. But by the way, Connor, this week, it brings out the degeneracy a little bit. You bet a little more than you're used to. It's Pubapalooza. You're feeling good. Clint dropped his second best bet of the year in our chat yesterday, and I immediately put 3 units on it. And that was so. I'm going to be sweating that out Saturday. I obviously already won my baseball game today, and then Dabby Cab told me, he told me that what he was betting today. He's not going to be joining us today because he has car issues that he's fixing before Pubapalooza. But he told me what he's betting today, and I told him I'd only bet it if he bet what I bet in baseball. So he has his leg of the bargain to uphold here because I held mine up, Connor, and we'll see if Connor can do his or if Cab can do his. So it's going to be a fun basketball breakdown, but before we get into basketball.
Well, what'd you just say there? What's the bet? What the fuck are you just saying?
We'll get there, Connor. Don't you worry. It's
little tease.
With little tease for the people. Little tease for the people. We'll get there.
Tease. All right.
So let's talk about the baseball game, and then we'll go into college basketball. We'll break down all the games. Excuse me. We'll break down all the games, and then I'm going to message Mr. Mike M. And I'm like, hey, Mike, just come on. We'll do a threesome here for the basketball. It'll be great. It'll be great. So I'm going to text Mike right now. But before I do, let's get into the baseball here. It's not Tyler Glass now, actually. There's my first graphics mistake of the day. It is Yoshinobu Yamamoto making his first start in Major League Baseball. Great place to do it in Korea, not too far from home for him against the Padres and Joe Musgrove. Now, I was disappointed because I did just check the score and I saw they scored 4 runs in the 8th inning, the Dodgers, and they won the game. I was a little disappointed because I thought maybe the Padres can sneak away that first game because you obviously, or you Darvish was great and pitched really well against the Dodgers in his career. He just didn't pitch so long, and the bullpen kind of let him down there. But I thought that was the game for them to steal. I think the Dodgers might hammer him here. Joe Musgrove has bad numbers against the Dodgers lifetime. Again, I need to grab my notebook here. So, Connor, I'm actually going to full screen you while I run and do that after I go breakdown here. But I think the Dodgers roll here. And again, I was probably just going to roll with the first 5 under here again, Connor, an under of some sorts. Because I don't know why. Jesus, I'm dying. I don't know why everyone. I know I'm dying before Pubapalooza too as well. This is great. But yeah, I don't know why everyone and their moms wanted the over last night. I thought it was a pretty clear under spot for me personally. And no ticket information from action here. It's only 900 and some tickets. But I like the under here again, Connor. I think Yoshinobu goes out there, pitches really well. He's immediately going to come in and he's going to have one of the best fastballs in baseball. It's going to be ridiculous. His off speed's crazy. And Tyler Glasnow went out there and threw for quite a while. I thought that they would get like 4 or 5 innings and get out of there. I mean, he pitched the whole 5 innings, and I was pretty surprised by that. And that also made me realize, like, man, I feel a lot better in my first 5 inning bets if my starter only goes 4 innings and then I get 1 inning of a reliever. I feel a lot better than having that starter go through again and face those guys. But I think Yoshinobu pitches well here, and I think Joe Musgrove gets his tits ripped. So I also was leaning over Dodgers team total over here as well, Connor. I'm going to pull myself, let you go full. Actually, you know what?
Bring Mike in.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring Mike in. Mikey. Yeah. Welcome to the program here, Mike. Nice to see you, Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. Look at you guys.
It's-
Look, the winners on
it's
screen. Jose's a winning
shining.
capper in
Yep.
Major League Baseball.
Officially.
And my guy C-Mac. What's up, C-Mac? What's up, Jose? How you guys doing?
It's nice to see you, Mike. I'll be picking up Mike from the airport in a little over 24 hours. Or it's going to be fun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you
Looking
hyped
forward.
or what,
Man,
Mike?
I got snow on the ground. I got snow on the ground up here, boys. I got to get rid of this shit. Let's go.
Fuck that. Fuck all that. Mike, it's nice to see you. And of course, Nasty Nate's going to a breakfast tequila at the airport. That's always a good move. Nate, shout out to you. Nasty Nate also, I'll be picking him up in a few hours as well. Mike, first of all, it's nice to see you. Excited that you're here. Thanks for the flexibility. I'm going to go grab my notes and get my shit together. I'll ask you both here. I'll start with Connor. Connor, do you have any action in this baseball game?
Yeah, I'm going to have action in this game. I haven't bet it yet. And props, we can't even get to that. I don't have props yet. Do you have props, Mike?
I don't. I've been
there's
so
no
dialed in with college basketball right now that I've been reluctant to even look at anything else. So
Well, there's no props anyways yet. I don't have them. I mean, I've been up all morning, so that's a wait on that. We could touch on that at the end to hit on. Yamamoto, I mean, one thing with spring training, we all know, I think the pitchers, even these pitchers haven't gone many innings. They're a little above, than the hitting. And we saw it. Good pitching versus hitting. We saw it earlier, especially with pitchers like we had yesterday. And even today, both these guys have been hit a little bit. Musgrove, what was his numbers in the spring? One thing where I think he could get touched too, why I like the Dodgers in this one. Towards the end of the year, he wasn't the same. His right shoulder, he had inflammation. He says he was fine. He didn't have surgery. And he could be, but he was touched up. He had 8 runs. In his couple looks in spring. I don't go too crazy with it. Same thing with Yamamoto. Only 5 innings, 5 earned runs. Both these guys have good stuff. Yamamoto, yeah, you talked about the heater above 95, the great curveball, the big curve, and a nasty splitter he has. I think he'll be fine. It might take some time. Some of these guys, they come roaring in, but it might take them a little bit to get used to it. Padres haven't seen him. I do like that. He probably goes just 60 pitches. You mentioned Glasnow. He went 77. I guess they were just fine with him. It was pretty good. I think he just had 3 Ks, a walk or 2 there. But the Dodgers in the end. And what happened, Jose, in that game, Cronenworth went right through his glove. The ball went through the webbing. Not through the webbing of his first baseman's mitt. Yeah, and a 2-2 tie. Dodgers tacked on a couple more. Ohtani got a hit. So Dodgers run line, it's plus money. We talk about how they just have done that for years, and they could get beat here, but good numbers off Musgrove with a lot of these Dodgers. Mookie Betts, 6 for 19. I'll have something on Freddie Freeman as long as it's not crazy. He had just a couple walks. I love that he didn't get a hit because he's been hitting well. He didn't get a hit. He had a couple walks. 13 for 29. He's hit 448, 3 doubles, a triple, and a homer. So look for Freddie Freeman props, and I will as soon as this gets done. But yeah, Dyers.
Yeah, it makes sense. And you're right. Freddie destroys Joe Musgrove. It feels like half of the lineup fucking hits Joe Musgrove. Freddie 10 for 26, like you mentioned. Max Muncy's also 10 for 26. 3 doubles in there and a home run. Mookie Betts, 6 for 17, 3 doubles, a home run, 1 strikeout, and 4 Ks, or 4 walks, excuse me. So, yeah, I like the Dodgers here. I think they roll. I don't know if I'm going to get on the team total. Mike, what do you think about this game?
I'm with you guys. You look at San Diego in the dog roll. They're terrible as a dog. They're a dog for a reason. This Musgrove guy, he's always hurt. It seems like he had the toe injury last year. Now we're hearing about the arm and the fatigue. The big thing for me, though, is I like the total in this game here. I like it to see some balls flying out of the park today, or I guess tomorrow morning. Overall, look at the number of relievers that had to get used in that game this morning. What was it, 7? So we're going to go deep here. We're going to see some tired arms. We're going to see some shorter rotations. And I think, you're overseas to kind of put the tinfoil hat on there, and they want to see some runs. I don't think we get the juice balls flying out of there, but I love that first 5 you had under today. And I do think, though, when you look at these numbers overall and the grand scheme of things, it's probably the Dodgers in the first 5. Now we'll flip the script as far as kind of what happened from this game to next game. But I like the total. I like to see some runs. I think we get 10, 11 runs in this game. So I know it's kind of a stretch here early in the season to see what happens, but There's just nobody left in the cupboard there. What are they going to do? Put Dylan Cease out there for 4 innings in a relief effort there? I think that's just too much to ask this early in the season in a spot where all the fans want to see some runs. So I like the runs. I like to see this thing go over the total.
All right, runs and a little bit of an over there for Mr. Muna there. I think I'm going to roll officially, and I'll bet that after the show, Dodgers team total over. They were the best team total team last year for overs. I mean, kind of self-explanatory there. But it's a 4.5, and it's juiced at -125, so it's not my fucking favorite thing in the world. But I would like action on this game, and yeah, it'll be fun. What time does this game start for you guys? Is this another? I know obviously it's another 4 a.m., 5 a.m. start time.
6 Eastern for me.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. Standing on money, 6 Eastern in the morning. There, 5.
Standing on money. Central. Shout out to this chat, boys. I heard you guys hit it earlier. Joey Harb, Real Deal Prime, EQ out there. The boys are ready to rock and roll. I love to see that there. Standing on money. Great name, man. I got to stand on some money again, boys. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, as good as yesterday, too, that under was. That's why I just today, I don't know, because I have these pitchers. I just like, we all know Darvish against the Dodgers. They know they know each other so well, and there is a little bit more unders with these two. But I'm a little hesitant. Little ballpark, there could be some balls flying out, and just to trust a Musgrove and Yamamoto. I mean, we know these guys are pretty good pitchers, especially Yamamoto.
Yeah.
But do we get a little bit more runs? It wasn't just like a slam dunk, like yesterday, or we say earlier this morning with the under.
Well, I'm not going to be on the under. I'm, like I said, moving on team total over here, 4.5. I think Yamamoto is going to be bet on through his first go around in the majors. When everyone hasn't seen him, I think he'll be bet on then. And
I'm good with the Nerfy. I know it's early in the season. Ooh. It's Nerfy season, so you can catch a little cash there. I think the first time through the rotation, at least the top of the order, they can surprise them a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Musgrove kind of challenge himself a little bit there, and 3 innings deep, he's out of that thing.
All right, let's move on here to the main event of the program here. College basketball is taking shape, and I'm glad to have both of you gentlemen with me breaking this down here, because whole lot of games here, and we'll just talk about all the games here. We'll go NCAA, and then we'll go NIT, and we'll touch on the CBI, CIT, where the fuck is left for those tournaments. But I can't wait to hear these opinions. We'll start with the 16 battle, Grambling versus Montana State here. Winners of the SWAC versus the winners of the Big Sky here. What a slap in the face for the SWAC here. Montana State doesn't finish first in their conference. They 9-9 in conference. They win their tournament. It's big stealing, at its finest. And they come out as they were 3.5 last night. Now 4-point favorites against a Grambling team that I'm pretty sure was the top of their conference. I have to look it up again. Best regular season record. I actually do have it written down. The issue with Grambling is that they've actually played a pretty decent non-conference schedule. And they got fucking hammered in every single game. Their record is great, Grambling, 20-14, but they went through a 9-game losing streak at some point in this season, and it was ugly. It was real ugly. It was basically all non-conference, too. So some of the highlights of those non-conference losses, they lose 92-37 against Iowa State, 76-46 to Dayton, 68-56 to Drake, 96-57 against Florida. None of those teams are very good, and Grambling just got their shit pushed in by all those teams. As Mike M would say, belt to ass the entire time. So I can't get there with Grambling, unfortunately. When I first looked at this line, I was like, why the hell is Grambling an underdog? But that non-conference record has scared me off, and it seems like bookmakers are just telling you that the SWAC sucks dick and balls compared to the Big Sky, because, like I said, Montana, 9-9 in conference. They find a way. They beat the teams in front of them to get in there. Good job by them, but, I just can't get there with Grambling. So for me, it'd be Montana State or pass here. Let's go to the markets to see maybe if they're going to speak to us here. And this is kind of surprising to me because I expected a lot of Grambling money. And we've got 62% of the bets and 88% of the money on Montana State here on the spread. Totals wise here, 67% of the bets and 96% of the money on the under in this game. Funny enough, the under in this game. Now, let's look at where this line originally started here so we can see if this line has moved considerably, and then I'll pass it over to our guys here. According to the website, I'm looking at this line opened up at 4, and it's, it dropped to 3.5 for a little bit, but came back up to 4, now 4.5 at Bet Online. I don't know. I mean, at least all that money is moving the line there for Montana State, but I guess can't get there with Grambling. We're seeing some 5s pop up as well, so keep an eye on that. If you're going to move on Grambling, you have to do it sooner rather than later, it seems. Totals wise here, opened up at 135. You guys heard all that money on the under. It's at 134 now. At Bet Online, you're seeing some places put up 134.5 as well. So shop around. Maybe you can get a decent price on the under here. Connor, we'll start off with you again here. What do you think about this game, Montana State Grambling?
Yeah, what do we get here? I'm big on Montana State. At the end there, they came through. I think they've had the best player on the floor with Ford. They forced a ton of turnovers. Grambling State, that's where I think they could get him. Patterson, this guy, 3-point kind of dude. He just sits there, hits threes. He was very good. And they shut the lights out, in this last run to win it, beating the better teams, Eastern Washington, Montana, going through that. I think it's warranted here. I'd lay it with Montana. Grambling now is better. They defend the 3 well. They've been pretty good in a few metrics, but I don't know if they can get there. This team was awful. They've been hot of late. The SWAC, this is the first time they've ever made the tournament. I'm sure they'll be pumped. But one thing I just get on, Montana State was a dog in all those games. I was catching points, even though they outright won it. You got to lay it now. But that's where I'd be. If I haven't bet this, someone talked about just because there's all these games, you don't have to bet them. But and now it's starting to move a little bit. We're seeing some 4.5s, 5s with Montana State. I'd lay it.
Mikey, what do you
Take
got?
It away, Mikey.
Yeah, listen, C-Mac and I were both on that Montana State wagon there. And that's exactly what they were. They kind of played both sides of the ball there early. They said we can play some defense. And then they got into some, really just barn burners out there. And they said, screw it, we'll just go out there and throw threes. And they do it well. They do it better than most in this case here. Top third of the country when it comes to 3-point attempts, 3-point shooting efficiency. I think the coaching advantage lies with Montana State. So we've got this coach that comes in. D3, he rolled him up and smoked him. D2, he rolled him up and smoked him. And now he's bringing that culture into Montana State. And we saw what they did. And I think the coaching advantage in a game like this against a team like Grambling, you've already hit on it, C-Mac, as far as the capability. This guy's done nothing but win. He was a D2 coach. He goes 82-23. When he was down there in D3, he's 194-35. He had a perfect season. And I know a lot of people like this Grambling team, and I get it. I've made some cash with Grambling this season as well. But, I think kind of the bigger picture of how I kind of cap these first round of tournament games, I think we do see favorites kind of pulling through in this thing. We saw that yesterday with at least with Colorado State. And I like the spot here. I'm going to jump in on this Montana team. They've been my dogs. I'm going to keep riding with them here. I think there's a lot to be said. The coaching advantage is just going to be too much. Also, you kind of got the free throw disadvantage trend that's out there right now. And when you've got a team that, has been more effective at the attempts and the accuracy of the free throws out there, surprisingly enough, those teams don't carry the water going forward out there. And that tells me that these teams have to come in and play defense and make sure that they don't get sloppy with the football or the basketball. So I'm going to roll with Montana State. They've been my dogs. I'm going to keep riding with them here. I think the coaching advantage, he's going to have some schemes up his sleeve out there, and it's going to be enough to carry the win by the end of the day. So I'm going to take Montana. I'm going to take Montana State in this -4s. Get them while they're hot. -109s on their way to 4.5s and on up. You guys talked about the kind of back and forth movement of the thing. So let's go.
All right. Montana
And really
State
once.
there.
Yeah, Montana first half and full. I was thinking about doing the same thing out there, but we'll see. Like C-Max said, there's a lot of games out there. We don't need to burn ourselves out in playing day.
A lot of games. And by the way, sorry for the people hearing the static. I'm starting to get used to this new mic, as you guys can tell. All right. So both of you guys on Montana State. Matt, Connor, what were you on there again?
I haven't bet it, but give me, if there's the 4, I see a 4, -110. Give it to me. I was just waiting. I hadn't. -109. I got a 10. Save me a penny for the show.
We'll save you each a penny there. You guys are officially in both on Montana State -4. Let's go to our next game. And Connor, this is what the tease was about. Gabby Cap told me one bet yesterday. He said, "Oh, my car's in the shop, blah, blah, blah." I told him, "Cap, don't worry about it. Just get your car fixed. We'll see you at Pubapalooza. Do you have any bets? I'll pass them along." He said, "I've only bet one thing. Colorado -2.5, and you should bet it too." And I said, "All right, I'll bet it." But I specifically told him I'd only bet it if he bet the first 5 under in the baseball game. Cashed it. So now Cab has his end of the bargain to hold up here. I'm on Colorado full game -2.5. I'm excited about it. It is in, and I'll be sweating it with the lads today as well. I cannot wait for that. Let's go to the market here real quick before we move on here. Again, thanks everyone for watching here. I'm a little more out of control and disjointed today than usual. So thanks everyone for holding strong with us here. Appreciate it. 80% of the bets and 83% of the money on Colorado against the spread there. If I'm being honest, Dabby Cat typically bets into those sides, and I know he doesn't enjoy it, but he's very successful with them. So I cannot talk shit. But shout out to Dabby Cab and his car. That was the spread there. As for the total, interesting. Very interesting. It seems like we have sharp action on the under here. 66% of the bets, but only 29% of the money on the over here. 34% of the bets and 71% of the money on the under in this game here. Mike, we'll start with you here this time. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, regardless if the car was working or not, he was coming in with one bet. So I don't know if you haven't been watching the college basketball program all year, but shout out to our guy, Dabby Cab. I'm looking forward to seeing him and you, of course, Jose, all the crew down there at Pubapalooza. But great Colorado spot here. Definitely full agreement with our guy there in that spot. You know, there's a couple of reasons behind it. If you want to look at some of the simple numbers here, let's look at Mountain West teams against the spread in the Big Dance. 23, 46, and 2. They struggle. It's because this conference doesn't carry over. And I'm a big proponent when you look at divisions and conferences across all the sports. How do they stack up against one another? And then how do they go when they go outside of the conference? There's a lot of parallels and similarities between the two. And I think that's a key number out there that this Boise State team that you look at in kind of their recent performances, this is indicative of what's happening. And, you know, you look at what they did out there against New Mexico. Now, I like New Mexico. I think New Mexico is a team that's going to make some noise. You know, they're kind of got dogged in this conference as well, but Richard Pitino, a team that can move forward with the Big Dance, trying to make a name for himself and step out of Pop shadow there. And I think it's a great opportunity. I do like that they took down San Diego State. You know, 79-72 was a close game as a 7-point dog. But on the flip side of things, as you kind of look at this, as you kind of look at that New Mexico game, it was definitely a bounce back spot for New Mexico as that revenge angle. They had just lost to them boys 89-79. So they weren't going to take it lightly. On the other side of things, though, Colorado, man, running hot. I expected them. I was Oregon to start the season. Then I changed jerseys there, and I went to Colorado, you know, as we started getting later in the season because I was a big fan of what they were doing across the board. And that's win, you know. And when you look at how they stacked it up out there, averaging 79 points a game, holding teams to 71 points a game. I just talked about that San Diego spot with Boise State on the flip side of things here, but you know, the thing that Boise State tried to do out there is they tried to bring in a point guard. UC San Diego, Roddy Anderson, and the guy's been turning the ball over, can't find a spot on the court. So you brought this guy in there to try to be your competition or your competitive wedge, and he's kind of failed this season. So that being said, you know, I looked at some other trends here. Big spot there, Colorado in this Oregon situation. Big defense. Losing to that Oregon team, though, definitely a spot that's going to give them that motivation, I think, to step up to the challenge of this game. They took the L. They took it on the chin at the right time. We got a nice little spot there as well after the Mountain West numbers I shared with you guys. When you have two top 10 teams or worse, the two top 10 teams are worse in terms of ranking. They have to be ranked. When you've got that favorite off the loss, the bounce back spot is 5-1. Colorado State was in that exact spot yesterday. Colorado State easily handled them boys, and I think Colorado easily handles Boise State. I'm going to lay the 2.5.
Oh, that's good to hear. It's good to hear.
Actually, it's 3 now.
Mike,
so
take the 3. All right, beautiful. Well,
yeah, I mean, unless you guys can find a 2.5, the 3 is -110, so I'll take the 3.
All right, beautiful. I will look for you as well. While I look, Connor Mack picks. Welcome back. Anything on this Boise State Colorado game?
There should be some 2.5 still out here, if you want, Mike.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
I think Caesars has it.
Well, that's good. That's good, Mike. Congrats. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Well, I already took the 2.5 last night, thankfully. But shout out to you there, Mike. You got the 2.5. Connor, anything on this game?
Yeah, I'm on this game here. I'm going to wait. The full game here is moving up a little bit, but I want the full game. I want the first half. I want the first half under 2 in this one. Yesterday, the other game, it went under Colorado State. It went over. In the Wagner, I had it. It was a little low, but they had hit that under that number, an 8 of 10. And they were just a little hot shooting. Wagner hadn't got over 30 points only about once, I believe, in the last 10.
That first half was sick. That first half, I mean, they go 40 points in that thing? That was crazy.
I don't know. I think, like the 37, something like that. 37-27 was. But neutral floor here in Dayton. I think they start out slow. Now, the second half could get a little wild. Both these teams can get to the free throw line. They both are decent, right around top 50. They make 15, 73% for Boise, 77% from Colorado, and they shoot 20-21. And we know in these games the whistle can blow and the fouls come because both these teams can get to the rim. So I think that's why you're seeing this total. And both teams are efficient offensively. I think Boise's a little bit better. I love Boise throughout the years. They're just a good team on the road and on neutral floors. And they were good this year. Again, they kind of ran into New Mexico's red hot there. I love Colorado. I was on them, Mike, like you were talking about, up until Oregon. And I saw them laying 3, and I just stopped. I couldn't take them. And I can't take them here. I don't want to lay points to Colorado as well. They played down the stretch. I'd be on the other side with Boise State +3. And I'm just looking at it. I'm on this first half under. I'm hoping I get a 66.5. So just give me a minute to wait. There's 66.
Well,
so if
don't
I get
worry,
to
Connor,
66.5,
for show purposes, I can get you a 66.5 here as well, -110.
If it's 110, cool. That works.
My suspicion with this game is Colorado ends up moving into the second half, and they go up by 2-3 points, and they're so effective at the free throw line there. It's almost 78% free throw shooting that, that's where they can pull it on top of this game and find a way. I think there's going to be some great live bet spots in this game. I think you're going to be able to find some 6s and 7s on that Boise State side of things personally, but interesting spot there. I could see that first half. I'd get down with that with you. You got a leaky team in Boise State that, 77 points, 78 points they're allowing. You got to plug that gap in the big dance, and that's the first thing they got to address here, especially on that neutral. So I like that look.
We'll see if they can get it done. I mean, we know Bijan Rice, who's been there forever, have to come up big. These are huge games. Everything's on the line. The tournament. There's no tomorrow. So at least first half, I'm on. And on the other side, we've seen the same guys. De Silva, he's going to play the full game. Simpson, Lampkin, down low. These teams run a bunch. Yeah,
I was shocked to see Eddie Lampkin on Colorado. I was like, "What the fuck did this guy go to TCU like 6 years ago? What the hell?" Yeah, I was
stick with it, Jose. These guys get 7 years of eligibility now. They got COVID a couple of years. You get hurt, you get a year.
Guys are going to come out. Guys are going to come out with PhDs and be second-round draft picks in the NBA. It's going to be great.
I respect it. All right, I'm going to be on that first half under with you, Connor. I think the market is a little interesting in this game. I did mention the sharp action on the under. According to the line movement site I look at, it opened up at 140, and it's rised all the way up to 143 at some places, 142.5 at some places, which is weird, obviously. So that's why I'll stick with the first half under there, 66.5. Billy's got a first half under 66 at -103 at Bookmaker. That's pretty good as well. So shout out to you there. And I agree with the people saying that I think Colorado wins this game, and I think they beat Florida in the next round as well. All right, let's go to the NIT. And I think my favorite thing about the NIT is the regionality of it. I love the teams that are semi-close to each other playing each other. I find it very interesting. And, those mini rivalry spots can pop up, et cetera, et cetera. So let's talk about St. Joseph Seton Hall. Mike, you should know about St. Joseph's all too well. It's in your neck of the woods, sort of. I guess it's a Philadelphia school, and Seton Hall's New Jersey. So.
I saw a bunch of St. Joseph's games, yeah.
Oh, there we go. See, so you've got regionality around. You can probably drive to you can drive to this game, Mike. Oh my goodness. Mike, I'm so sorry. I have not been giving you your favorite stat of the day when it comes to these games. I apologize terribly, Mikey. I'll tell you right now, it only takes $23 to get into both of these first 4 games. So that's not bad at all, guys. If you guys are interested in go watching some basketball in Dayton, Ohio. But guess what, Mikey? Guess what? They don't even have this game listed on Vivid Seats. That's how cheap these tickets are. You can get in there maybe for free. Who knows? But Mikey, we'll start off with you here. St. Joseph Seton Hall. What are your thoughts?
I'd go to this game if I was there. Why wouldn't you go and take a shot at this thing? But they're not. They're playing up by way of Seton Hall now. So, interesting little spot, interesting opportunity, I think, with this game here. Look, short, sweet, and to the point for me. You got a Seton Hall team, senior-laden team out there. And I said this yesterday about a couple of teams where, look, you didn't make the big dance. You had your chance. It's time to check out, start to rebuild, and get shit ready moving forward. I'm not going to say that they're not going to try to come out here and compete in this game. And do they probably end up winning the thing? Yeah. It's their back-to-back spot now. This is their second year in a row going to the NIT in Seton Hall. And you got seniors. But the thing about seniors is the coach coming in is you don't grind them up and start giving them the rah-rah, let's go win the NIT tournament. They're seniors. You let them come in. You let them fuck around during the free throws and the shoot-around spots out there. And I think the challenge that they have, though, with this St. Joe's team here is I love teams that shoot the three. When you look at what St. Joe's does, they're 13th nationally in 3 points attempted. And if that shit starts hitting, which they do effectively across the season here, 40% of their threes have been finding that basket, then it's going to be trouble for Seton Hall. And I think the number reflects the ability for the three to be a big miss spot, in my opinion here. They've done well when it comes to the A-10 in St. Joe's, but I think at the end of the day, you've got a team that is going in a different direction here. St. Joe's is trying to get their comeuppance out there. Seton Hall's not good at the three as well, so things could easily get taken away. And then if you look at some of the road wins that St. Joe's has, they're not schlubs. That big win against Nova, I know it was kind of earlier in the season, but crosstown rival, if you will, there. That was a huge game for them boys to come out with the outright. They took some Kentucky opportunities in overtime out there. It's a team that battles. Then you look at the spread records out there, and the Pirates, from a defensive perspective, struggle. Non-conference opponents, they struggle. They're 4-7 against the spread versus non-conference opponents. 7-8 when they're favored against the spread. So they can't figure out the number to put on the Seton Hall team. And I think on the other side of things, you look at St. Joe's, they covered 5 of their last 7. They're covering machines. Give me a team that wants to cover for a team that does care about trying to go out there and make a statement. It's a big win for, St. Joe's Dragon Slayers. It's going to be a big opportunity for them to slay the Seton Hall Dragon and get the sword and shield out, slice that dragon's Achilles tendon, and drag him home for some dinner. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity for St. Joe's. Give me the plus 7.5.
All right. St. Joseph Seton Hall. Mikey is on the plus 7 there. You said 7, not 7.5.
There's an 8 out there now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's 8s out there now, so I can get an 8 at minus 110 on DraftKings. Take the 8.
All right, plus 8 minus 110 for St. Joseph and Mike. Connor Mack, any thoughts?
Yeah, the 8s are right. I love the dragon slaying, Mikey. Goddamn. I don't think Seton Hall is that big of a dragon to St. Joe's. I think these teams are pretty comparable, and I think St. Joe's can hang in this game. I haven't got there yet. Some people have mentioned in the chat Seton Hall should have been in the tournament.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe. And when you look at Virginia and FAU, maybe a few others, and I've liked Seton Hall all year. One thing though, I haven't really, unless they played a bottom feeder team, I don't really want to lay almost double digits with this team. That's for sure.
Right.
You mentioned St. Joe's. One thing that keep them in this game, they do shoot the three. They shoot it a lot too. They shoot like 28 a game. It's 15th in the country. So I think they could hang maybe in this one. So I haven't bet it yet. This is just a lean for me.
You know what's interesting as you talk about that three, C-Mac, is you look at, what's another team that shoots a lot of threes, and maybe they didn't do it effectively early in the season, but Villanova was a team that shot a lot of threes, and St. Joe's was out there and able to gun them boys down. So, yeah, I like it. I think you're right on with that. Let's go for some threes. Let's see this thing go out there. Let's see a fucking high-scoring game, too. Why not?
Yeah, those threes add that variance, so it's very nice indeed. Shout out to Kelsey joining us. By the way, Kelsey has more Twitter followers than fucking all of us combined. So shout out to Kelsey, which made me laugh there, and appreciate you for watching the program, Kelsey. Let's move on here. Mike on St. Joseph's. Connor not there yet, but does like St. Joseph's as well. Let's move on to SMU Indiana State here. And, it was one of those things where people start saying like, oh, I'm so excited to watch Joey Dickhead in the March Madness, blah, blah, blah. They were talking about that with the center from Indiana State. And of course, in classic fashion, they don't make the tournament. They lose in their conference, and now they're stuck playing the NIT. Darlington, the NIT, I'm sure they're going to get a shitload of bets here as well. But I don't know. This might be a tough game. I obviously am not plugged into college basketball like you guys here. But this just kind of feels like a letdown spot to me. SMU is not a bad team by any means. So I think they'll be interesting. 7.5 seems aggressive. We are obviously at the home courts of all these home teams. So everyone take a note of that. We're in Terre Haute, Indiana. And by the way, Mikey, kind of pricey. They're making you pay to go to Indiana State ball games. $30 to get into this game to watch the next Nikola Jokic, apparently. Connor, we'll start with you. Indiana State SMU here. You laying it with the what are they? The fucking Indians? I don't know what the Indiana State is anymore. Sycamores. There we go. What do you like out of this game?
We don't get to see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Our guy Avila in the tournament. He should do well here. This starting five for Indiana State's really good. Conwell, Swope, Kent, all these guys can score, and it shows. There should be a lot of points in this one. This SMU team, just what happened to them? Really good defensively to start the year. I was on a ton of unders that cashed, and just they fell apart. I think they were 19-5, 19-6, and they lost 5 of the last 6. 6 of the last 7, I forget what it was. They fell off the map. And they got beat down by Temple, UAB. They lost to UTSA. Okay.
That's bad. That's really bad. When you lose to UTSA, that's
at home,
bad, especially in basketball. At home, that's horrible. That's horrible.
They fell apart. And a lot more scoring, giving it up. The defense just fell apart. It's just a big number. I think Indiana State, takes care of business in this one. SMU's got to hang around. Their defense hasn't got it done because they're not great. They're not a great shooting team. They don't get to the free throw line. They don't make free throws. So if I had to, I think they're, you could lean over and, if I had to, I'd lay it with Indiana State.
Okay, but nothing here for you yet.
No.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. You look at it. SMU's big win for the season was Memphis, and then they fucked off the rest of the year. They won 106-79. That was a home win. And then, C-Mac nailed it. 5 of their next 6, they just got beat up, and not just beat up, but disrespected. Their only loss or their only win for the rest of the season after that was that East Carolina Pirates team. USF took them down 79-68. There Connor mentioned that the UTSA spot out there. Big number, clearly a bad, interesting situation when you look at it. SMU's defensive efficiency, they're a top 60 team out there. Where that concerns me a little bit is when it comes down to the full stretch of this game because of the big number. I think Indiana State takes this first half. I locked it in at -3.5. And I think the big thing that Indiana State's got going for them, chip on their shoulder. It seems like the general consensus is Virginia shouldn't have made it in. Probably Indiana State should have gotten there and taken the opportunity to play in the tournament. And what did we see yesterday? We saw Virginia, exactly as said. They shoot like shit. They went on that stretch where they couldn't get the bucket done. And Indiana State, as C-Mac said, they're a dangerous team that can shoot the ball. So I like the opportunity for these guys to get the job done. I like the first half, though, more than the full game for me because of that chip on their shoulder. I expect them to come out riled up. I took Iowa yesterday in that first half, kind of in a similar spot. Kind of this game profiled very similar to me for that Iowa game. And, maybe the live bet in the second half. But that game got close for Iowa in the second half until they kind of pulled back out on top of that thing. And I think if this one gets close, it's concerning for me for for Indiana State to be able to cover an 8-point spread for the big number. But again, I think they start out hot. You look at this SMU team's defense, they're allowing 74 plus points a game, and you got an Indiana team that shoots very effectively as well. So I'm going to start with the first half in this Indiana State game. First half -3.5.
-3.5 there for Mikey Moolah. What numbers are what odds are you on that? Sorry.
I was -110. Let me take a look at what's out there.
Okay, cool. Awesome. -110. Let us know if you see anything otherwise. Kelsey joining the show here. And she missed NHL. So did you guys have any NHL plays or any official plays there, Connor? We didn't really review it, but I'll start with you. Any official NHL plays for our girl Kelsey?
Wild. I got to take the Wild. Playing good hockey. Don't trust the Kings on the back-to-back. I talked about that total. It is 5.5. It is what it is. I'd rather just stick with that plus money. I'd lean under. And it is, you know what? I just have to take the Caps. I hate the old thing here with coming back from the trip. I think it's a little more in the NBA than the NHL. But we'll see. I had to take the plus money with them. So I'm on that. I think plus 124. Right.
Beautiful. And Mike, you're flying in tomorrow, right? So there's going to be a last call today?
Okay. There will be last call today. We'll talk all about that stuff today. Not tomorrow, though. We're going to miss. I'll tell you what, man. We kicked ass yesterday, and shout out to them New Jersey Devils. The last-minute goal there, the New Jersey and the over 6.5 was a nice plus 255 spot out there. So looking forward to running it back. Some disappointing games out there. I was against Jimmy the Bag on that Vegas Golden Knights game out there, and we were texting back and forth, and I think I ended the text conversation by saying, fuck your Tampa Bay Lightning. And then I went to bed. So.
That's hilarious. All right, well, that's beautiful. And Tori, I'm sorry, I forgot to give you line movements here as well, or market moves and whatnot. So I'll go do that real quick for you. So in St. Joe's, Seton Hall, this is the spread. 55% of the bets on St. Joe's, 96% of the money on St. Joe's. Very, very interesting there indeed. And I will let you know if this line has moved any as well. Let's find you St. Joe's. These motherfuckers don't want to put the damn NIT things up here, so we have to scroll and find it. All right. So this line, it opened up at 7.5. Kind of the juice has been kind of moving all around, but it stayed at 7.5 with all that money on them as well there. So do with that what you will. For this game, 51% of the bets, 52% of the money on SMU. So pretty split ticket-wise there. And I'll hit the totals for you real quick as well. Totals, our guys at Action are slacking, to say the fucking least. 98% of the bets on
the last week and a half, they've been slacking, Jose. For the last week and a half, I haven't seen.
I actually did send a complaint last night or yesterday as well for that. So that was very funny. So there we go. There's that. So there's no percentage of money for basically any of the totals, but percentage of bets, 98% of the bets on the over for this game, for the St. Joe's game, and then 86% of the bets on the over and the SMU Indiana State game as well. So there you go, Tori. And Nasty Nate, don't worry, I got you too. Nasty Nate asking if there was any action he can bet on while he's on the plane here. Is there any early games here today? If you guys can scour and let us know. I don't think so, but let us know in the chat.
I took Fenerbahce in European basketball, -5. There's a little
Fenerbahce?
whatever.
Okay, there you go. Fenerbahce -5, European basketball.
I don't have to say it to
nah.
play it, Jose, and play it I did.
No.
So there you go. Some afternoon action.
That's
I do
all
like
that
that spot too with C-Mac. I love that Minnesota spot there. I think it's a great look, especially watching the Kings kick the shit out of Chicago. The fact that they whooped them up makes me like that spot even more than I already do against one of the worst teams in the NHL on the second leg of the back-to-back. So you guys already know. Yeah, Fiala did let us down last night on that Heat.
Okay, let's move on to our next game here, and thanks everyone for for helping me catch up or telling me like, motherfucker, read these things. You're right, I do need to read these things. So you're right, they're very helpful for us, and they're helpful for me too. Let's go to, I would say, the least sexiest matchup of the day: Loyola Chicago versus Bradley. Sister Jean just gonna keep getting rolled out there, man. They're just gonna roll her ass out there forever. Bradley 4-point favorites here at Bradley. Let's go to the market moves first so I don't forget them here. No percentage of the money here yet, but percentage of bets, 64% of the bets, 36% of the bets on Bradley there, 64 on Loyola. So very interesting indeed. Where this line started here, we'll talk about that. It opened up at 4.5 and has crept up to 5 now for Bradley here. Opened up at 4.5. On our friends at Bet Online. Actually dropped down for 4 for a couple of hours as well. It's kind of back and forth, but then went from 4.5 and jumped up to 5 here recently as well. So, Connor, I'll start with you again here on this Bradley Loyola spot. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I like that we see the 5s. Now, Bradley has been pretty good at home. They were 13-3 all year. But I don't really trust this Bradley team. I don't think they should be laying 5. I'm on Loyola Chicago +5 in this game. They played well down the stretch in this game. Really, the 2 losses in the last 10 too are to St. Bonaventure. They just had their number. A Bonaventure team that was just so up and down. And they were up, I don't know what it was, 15 points earlier in the game, and they come back and lose by 1. These teams are too even. I kind of lean under. I think this, when these teams get together, they know each other so well. There's a lot of unders. It's just the NIT. There will be unders. I'm always a little cautious because it's just they're a little more free playing in this one. But I think it's tight. I don't think Bradley wins by 6. I love Loyola in this spot. They've been great ATS. And I look for more teams that have been good on the road, as good as Bradley has been at home. Loyola has been one of those solid road teams all year long. They could go, at Davidson they won, home Dayton win. They beat George Mason both times. So Loyola here +5. Sister, Jean, whatever, Wheeler out, they're covered.
Yeah, I got to agree with C-Mac there. You look at this Bradley team, you talked about it, their last, Drake losses, right? So we see Drake's in the dance and they should be, they're doing their thing out there. But the St. Bonaventure team had Loyola's number. Definitely can't be too excited, especially watching that collapse there at the end. It was an exciting game. It was a lot of fun for the finish, but I think it leaves a bad taste in their mouth. So I'm with you. You got a team that wants to just finish on that positive note. You always got to try to gauge the motivation. You hear everybody talk about it with the NIT. It's that cliche. How do they want to finish? How do they want to finish? Now, I love that +5. I think that's too many points to cover. I'm going to jump in on that Loyola, Illinois spot out there. You overall look at the games and the capabilities, the motivation. I think it checks all the boxes for Loyola, Illinois. You look at kind of how these two teams match up head to head with each other. The big categories that I look for, reboundings, we have the advantage for Loyola, Illinois. You look at the free throws, we still have it's a slight advantage to Bradley, but we're getting points. We're not trying to cover a big number in terms of laying the wood out there. And you got a team that plays more sound defensively, which leads me to my second play. When you look at how this team kind of stacks up on the defense, Loyola is a top 25 team in their adjusted defensive efficiency. A10 unders were a real thing for me the second half of the season, and I think it carries over. This number's shooting up too, which I can only suspect has to do with the pace, the tempo that these two teams run. You've got, Loyola runs a 105th nationally. And then on the other side of things, you have the Braves that run a 254th. So I think this is going to be a tough spot for Bradley to keep pace. I'm going to take the +5, and I'm going to take the under in this game. It's a double dipper for me. The under I saw right now, let's just take a peek at the best number we can get. There's one there's 141s out there at minus 112. I laugh because it's stupid. I'll take that under 141.
Okay, beautiful. So I've got you both written down here. Loyola +5 and Mikey on the under there as well. What numbers are you guys getting for the +5s?
Minus 110.
All right, minus 110, and I'll give it for both.
Jose, that Indiana State first half minus 3.5 was minus 115. I don't know if I gave that to you.
Okay, cool.
And
I just wrote
the
that
under
down.
141. The under 141 is minus 112.
Minus 112. All right, beautiful work there, gentlemen. Let's keep this pace moving. Connor will be back here in a second, so let's just go on to his team. UNLV running Rebels in Connor's backyard. You know, it's not kind of sucks that this game's at Princeton. I may have thought Connor might go to one of these games, but at Princeton hosting here, UNLV. It's interesting. This is quite a journey for UNLV. You know, I think Princeton's like a New Jersey school, and I'm surprised because a lot of those schools trying to stay pretty regional. But UNLV taking the trip to Princeton, very interesting to say the least. I think the two most different sets of students there, to say the least. So that's funny. Let's go to the market here first. 51% of the bets on UNLV, no money action yet. So about 50-50 split there. And it's interesting because it looks like this this line has been doing some moving, Mike M. It seems like it has. Let's check. This line opened up at 3 for UNLV, and it's now at 3.5, so that's not that bad. It dropped down to 2.5 at one point, and then it's popped all the way up to 3.5. So very interesting. I mean, I find it, I don't know about you, Mike, but I find it difficult to bet on the road teams in these scenarios. I know you guys have done that a couple times already, but for me, I just find it difficult. And Princeton at home, I assume the fan base will be a little excited for this, but who knows? It's, Ivy League schools and Princeton and all that shit. So, Mike, take it away here. What do you have on this one?
Yeah, these Ivy League schools care about their college basketball. They are fundamentally flawed on the athletics that they are, the standards that they hang in there when they allow some of these guys to come in. And, the thing, though, about that is Brown and that Princeton game that just finished off the season for them boys was disgusting. They were 9.5-point favorites, and they got blasted in a game that really meant it all. And on the other side of things, you look at UNLV and who they lost to. San Diego State, they beat the San Diego State team on March 5th. They beat them 62-58 as a 3-point dog. They lose to Nevada, 75-65, tournament team. They lose to San Diego State in that revenge spot or the rematch spot, 74-71. So, you look at, not all losses are created equal. Brown was definitely that was a black eye for that Princeton team out there. Now, Princeton does score a lot of points. They average 77 points on the average out there. And the flip side of things, UNLV is running around to 73 points. But I think the big opportunity for this game here, it's kind of who's how have you gotten battle hardened and tested out there? And I think you've got teams that, are running hard right now. And UNLV went out there and they gave it their best shot. When you look at the numbers overall for Princeton on the season, now they got a bunch of games that weren't lined. So that should kind of tell you everything. When you got to dig deep to find a team that doesn't have line games out there, it tells you exactly where that program is. Princeton went 14-12 against the spread this year, but they went 6-4 against the spread at home. Home court advantage for college basketball teams is like 90%. And these guys went 6-4 in that spot. They lost their last one as well. Which certainly doesn't fit well in terms of trying to come out there and get this number. Now, the numbers moved, which makes me like to take the points with this UNLV team because you look at the Rebels and how they've gotten the job done there in UNLV. 7 wins, only 3 losses on the road, 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 as well. So as much as you talk about these road teams and kind of where they struggle, UNLV is a team that don't mind going on the road out there. And I think we see where the advantage is now, maybe not in this game as much, but Ivy League schools have a tendency in post-conference play to kind of stay lower in scoring. And when you face some real competition and you're not playing Brown and Cornell and Harvard, you go out there and you get your bottoms paddled. And so the paddle's coming out tonight here. I like this UNLV team probably to pull the upset, but 3.5 points in the back pocket certainly is where I want to be. It's actually 4s now, again, at minus 112s. We can get a 4 at minus 112 at Bet Rivers. For UNLV to cover this game. And I think that's a great number. I think it's a fair number. And I think that's easy spot where it does come down to the last basket. Probably UNLV gets it done, but I'll take the +4.
All right. Mike officially on UNLV +4 there. -110 again.
Andrew G, I don't know how you could say UNLV would travel and not wanting to play these nerds. Give me Princeton. I think they don't want to lose to the nerds. I don't think you got a bunch of bookworms out there that are trying to become scientists. And the last thing you want to do for your organization after battling NCAA tournament teams is go out there and take a loss to a Princeton team. And the public's just pounding on Princeton because New Jersey's one of the more legal betting states. But guess what's right across the river? You can't bet if you're on a legal book in Princeton. But guess where you can bet? New York City, aka the Big Apple. You could literally throw a football or a basketball across the river and hit New York City. So lots of action coming in on this Princeton team from one of the biggest betting markets in the world. And I think it's the wrong move here. It's just it's homer biased.
Connor, UNLV Princeton. Any thoughts?
I agree with you, Mikey. This Princeton team was really, really good. I went through their schedule, and their strength of schedule is like 127, I think, but I really don't know how. I mean, they played Rutgers, a few other teams. I'm thinking this strength of schedule has got to be worse because I know UNLV's was solid. They were 87, played some good teams out of conference, a few good wins, Creighton, and then good wins in conference. And one thing with UNLV all year long with Kruger, they've been excellent on the road. This is where I'm looking at a road team, UNLV. They played well. So I got to back them here. Princeton's really good offensively. I don't buy it, though. I think this game, UNLV has the better defense, and I think they stay in this one. So I'm on the Rebels. I love that I got 4. We got over the 3 in this game. I know one of the Boone brothers, he didn't play there at the end, and he might not go in this one. But UNLV, because listen to everything here, is pumped for this. They wanted to play in the NIT. They've been saying, we want to keep playing. They're hyped for this. I don't know how much I've looked into Princeton. I'm sure they're ready to go. But this was a team that they shot be in the tournament. I know Yale was right there, but this team was excellent. 24-3, just a couple losses in conference. So give me the Rebels +4. If they don't win it outright, I think they're in this one from tip.
Fully agree.
All right. Well, I'm going to be on UNLV +4 as well then with the lads there. I'm assuming you guys got -110.
Yeah. I might have got it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it better.
-112, actually. I saw -112.
All right. -112. 2 cents there.
Give me 108. Looks like
108. You got a 108?
We'll give you. We'll go less for both of you. 108. Beautiful. All right, let's continue this journey. We appreciate you guys. We'll have Dutch Boy Fresh joining the program here very shortly, and we have to be quick with NBA because he's got places to go here. So shout out to him. Next, App State Wake. Woo! This game sucks. This game feels like two of the same sides of the coin to me here. Gents, I don't know about you guys. Just living in the area where these teams are from, it just feels weird to me. But guess what, guys? We have money movement on this game, thankfully. So that's nice. 88% of the bets and 85% of the money on App State here. Very interesting. Everyone taking the dogs, just saying fuck Wake Forest. 97% of the bets on the over here. No percentage of the money. Very interesting indeed here. Let's talk about where this line opened up. BetOnline had this game at an 8. It's very interesting. It dropped down from 7.5 at 2 yesterday or 2 days ago, I should say. This line has been out since the 18th. So it dropped down to 7. Stayed there until today, actually, this morning. And then from this morning on, it's just been getting steamed up. 7 a.m. it was at 7. 11:30 it went up to 7.5. 12 it went to 8.5, and then 12:30 it went back to 8. So very interesting line movement in this game, to say the least here. And like we mentioned, a shitload of people on App State, and the line moving is also very interesting, to say the least. Let's go to the total here real quick before we pass it off here to Mike and company here. Very interesting. 45 this total opened at. Now this line has jumped up to 47.5 here. So if you like the over, then you should have probably got it at 45. Now 47.5. Very interesting. And like I said earlier in this game, let me look it up again real quick to make sure. Yes, 97% of the bets on the over in this game. So line moving up that high does kind of make sense there. Connor, we'll start off with you in this game. Wake app. Anything here?
Yeah, I jumped on this over. I won 45. All the money's on it. Wake Forest overs have been good all year lined at this number. And then I get why it's moving up and all the money's on it. I thought this line should have been 149, right around there. Because that's where when we get into the 150s, 152, 3, with Wake, I would kind of stay off. 20-13 to the over. Apps, 18-13. And I think Wake delivers the pace in this one. App State has a little bit of the better defense when you look at the numbers. And they had some great wins. And I get why they're taking some of the love here on the side. They could stay in this game. But I just went with the over. At that line, I had to take it. I think there's a 146.5. I don't know if it's stale here at Caesars. I mean, for the show, since I already got it earlier. But let me make sure that's still good.
All right, Connor, let us know. Mikey, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with CMAC in this thing here, but that Caesars line looks like it's starting to move, and we're getting up to that 147.5. For frame of reference here, yesterday, I love that Xavier spot. I talked about that earlier on the show yesterday with Jimmy and Pete, and that number got blasted. It was already moving, and then it got up to like 158, I want to say, by the time the
too far. It's just wild.
It was way too far at that point, and they fell just short, right? I mean, they get 150 or something to that effect. So you definitely have to be mindful of some of these numbers and how they're moving. But I agree, the pace, the tempo. App State's out there. Talk about beating dragons out there, and they did that against James Madison. Back-to-back wins out there. You look at their points for, they're just averaging a ton. They go out there and they score 79 points. 85 against Georgia Southern, 80 against Ark State, 89 against Old Dominion. That Marshall game was in Marshall. That was kind of a quirky spot because that was coming off of some big games for App State, and it was like Marshall's Super Bowl. So kind of discount that spot out there. Now, Wake Forest at home is one of the better free throw shooting teams. They're better 3-point shooting team, 2-point shooting team. So as much as I wanted to get there with the points in App State, I think that Wake Forest dictates paces, as C-Mac said, and App State hangs with them boys, which is going to push that number over. But just be mindful. If this thing gets up to like 149.5s and 150s, like now we're just getting too far, in my opinion. But I
agree.
Over there for both gentlemen. Very exciting. Very exciting. So that's very nice. All right. Kent, I will Kent, I need to get you to follow or DM me or whatever the fuck. Put your Twitter name in the chat. Sorry, I can't talk. So then we can talk because I'm very interested in that, and then I'll run over and pick up Nate after. So let Kent drop your Twitter name and I'll follow you and we can talk about it because I'm very interested. Okay, let's go. Next game here. We only have 2 more games left here, including this one. So appreciate all you guys for sticking around here. Again, it's been one of my more chaotic shows, so I appreciate you guys for doing so. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure that you gentlemen have had locals in your past. I have a local that I'm betting with semi-regularly. I fucking hate it, but I do it, unfortunately. And I hate doing this, but I fucking typed in or I put in a bet wrong, and I text him all the time to cancel my bet so I can re-put him in. And I don't know about if that's a thing you guys do, and I fucking know my bookie hates it. I know he hates when I text, hey, can you cancel this bet for me? I fucked up. So that's very nice. So shout out to me for betting the first half over in Colorado. So now I have to bet the under there as well.
Yeah, if I put some serious cash on it and I mess up, and I'll call that motherfucker. He doesn't have me call him anymore, though. I have to call Costa Rica. So he doesn't even want to be the middleman because he doesn't want to explain it. But there's rules in place for that shit. If you as long as the line hasn't moved, as long as it's within like a 15-minute time frame, like there's some circumstances in which that's legit, especially if you're dropping $500 or a dime on something. Fuck that. I'm not taking the wrong spot. Get out of here. Take my fucking phone call.
Yeah, I just texted him. I was like, hey, I fucked up. Can you do this for me? So now I'm just waiting on that fucking. I'm waiting for that text message so I can rebet that now. So that's very great. Kelsey, great question asking what a local is. It's basically a man or woman that you bet with. They're the house. and they give you a website or whatever, and then you make your bets. And for example, if I'm up $100 on my local, he'll send me the $100 of his pocket. And if I'm down $100, then I owe him $100. So I send him the money. And it's just another way for people to bet here without having to use like apps and sports books and all that good shit. It's not the most legal thing ever, and it's definitely fucking the worst. But it's nice. It's nice at the same time. I very much have an adversarial relationship in my head with my bookie. I don't know about you guys. Like I want to just bankrupt him. I want to take food from his family's mouths, the whole thing. So, all right, let's get into this game. San Francisco, Cincinnati. Mike, I'll let you start it off here. We've been sitting on this game for a little bit here now. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the numbers, right? Opens at -7.5. We're starting to see a little dippage, 56% of the bets and 52% of the cash. Now 53% of the bets and 52% of the cash on the Cincinnati side of things. The total skyrocketing from 137 to 143.5 and higher. And again, I think a lot of this action comes down to public, and they want bets or their alumni or whatever the case may be. So they're swaying things out there. And if you think about just for a holistic perspective of the market, where's all the money in this country? Tech Valley, San Francisco, California. Guess who's swaying this number, I think, and they're doing it by being foolish, and they've just got money and they want to go out there and back these guys. Look, head of your heart. Don't use your heart when you're making these bets here. Cincinnati, first move into the Big 12, and, not the best year, 7-11 in the Big 12, but, man, they rolled in that conference there. They had a couple big spots early, and they just kind of ran out of gas, which was expected. They weren't even supposed to win that first round out there. But the fact that they're favored now kind of tells you, I think, a lot of what you need to know about this game. When you've got Cincinnati specifically off a non-cover game, they're 23-4, and they're covering the spread by 6 points in those spots out there. So great opportunity. If you look at the chemistry and the makeup of this team, lots of juniors, lots of sophomores on the program. They're going to use this opportunity to get their shit right and get motivated for next season. This isn't one of those kind of fuck off and pack it in type of situations out there. Then you look on the other side of things against San Francisco, letdown city. St. Mary's losses, Gonzaga losses, Santa Clara losses out there. They beat Portland, but, I know C-Mac and I have talked about this, Portland and Portland State teams, and away from home versus at home are two different entities. So good for them for taking that Portland win, and that's probably going to be where it ends for these guys here. I like the Cincinnati team. Again, motivation. I think of all the teams in the NIT, we talked about UNLV. I think that's a great spot. We talked about the Indiana State Sycamores. I think that's a great spot in the first half. I like the Cincinnati team. And if you watch the way that they played, first of all, they're 14-5 at home. Their defense is going to be the issue that I think San Francisco struggles with. They rebound like crazy. If you watch what happened in those conference games out there, elbows flying. They were limiting teams on second chance opportunities. They tried to fuck around a little too much in that first game with trying to figure the spot out for the three, but that's not going to be a challenge on their home court because it's their home court out here. So I like the Cincinnati team. -5.5 was a number that I was able to get earlier today. It's up to 6s, and it's continuing to climb now to 7.5. So early money played this thing one way, and now it's kind of climbing back the other. It's not 6 anymore. It's 7.5 now. That draft. I know that Caesar's line is stale without even looking because they're always stale. 7.5 is getting a little pricey for me here, but shit, 7.5 on the San Fran team. I'll tell you what I am on here. While I contemplate the other side of this thing is I like the under in this game. I know the number's moving on the total, and everyone thinks it's going to be a high-scoring game, but the way that Cincy team plays that defense out there is going to limit those second-chance opportunities for San Francisco. I'm going to have to do the about face here because this number is just getting high. It's 2 points from, 9:15 this morning, Jose, so that's even higher than where I want it to be. 143.5. The 144.5 is -115 for the total. I'll take the under 144.5.
All right. Under 144.5, -115. And Mike, are you making Cincinnati -7.5 official?
Let me think about it.
It doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem
I
like
want
it.
to. And then the margin, these guys are winning by is 10, but I like the margin with 10, or I'm sorry, the total being a 10-point cover, or rather, I guess a 10-point victory with a 5.5, more than I like a 10-point victory with a 7.5.
Yeah.
I know it's only 2 points, but that's the difference, in my opinion, between winning and losing in this game. So I just I don't know if I can pull the trigger on Cincinnati now at this number.
Yeah,
So
no, I
talk
agree.
me into it.
I like it. But now the 7.5, because one thing with Cincinnati, if they do win this when they cover a number like this, it's with the turnovers, the defense, the boards, like you talked about, both sides, offense and defense on the glass, and they kind of get out to a lead. But if it's a little bit hanging around, this is the number I don't want Cincinnati, and I've consistently kind of stayed off over the years. It is better they're at home. Just a bad free throw shooting team. They shoot like 68, 69%. Always drives me nuts when we see a number like this. So, well, I think it's moved the right way, especially if you got the 5.5. I think they take care of business. It kept me off for sure. And what do we get from San Francisco? Yeah, it's not like, and what do we get from them? They can get hot, but they can be ice cold. And like I mentioned, Cincinnati should have success with them because they can get sloppy with the basketball, especially on the road. So, yeah, just out there a little bit.
Okay, fair enough. So no official action on Cincinnati here. It's moved kind of a bit, but Mikey money on the under there. So very exciting nonetheless. By the way, shout out to Kelsey for asking questions about gambling and such. I there's no dumb questions here, and I know asking questions sometimes can be a little scurry because there are some people that are assholes out there. So thanks for asking your questions, Kelsey. Appreciate it. And by the way, again, if you follow Kelsey on any social media, you'll realize she has more followers than all of us combined. But she also just eats as her like thing, and everything she eats makes me hungry. So shout out to Kelsey because I'm now getting hungry, and I started thinking about your TikToks or whatever the fuck. So shout out to you. All right, go to our last game. I'm excited about this game. I think this is the most exciting game of the tournament for me. I was shocked to see a 7.5 here for Villanova. I think VCU can win this game outright. I know it's a road game. I know, VCU finished kind of pretty well at the A10 tournament. And I say this, I'm a little biased, honestly, when it comes to VCU. My brother went to VCU, so I root for them. Shout out to Shaka. But I was shocked to see a 7.5, and I really think that VCU could win this game outright, guys. So, Connor, we'll start with you. I want to hear your take on this game. Before you go, I'll just read off the splits real quick.
Yeah.
Totals wise, 89% of the bets on the over, only 11 on the under. Very interesting. And of course, no money percentages yet. So very, very annoying there. And then for the spread here, thankfully we have some percentages. 51% of the bets and 92% of the money on Villanova. All right, what am I missing, guys? Tell me why I'm wrong here. Connor, we'll start with you.
Well, I think it's now getting there. The initial move, I guess, with Villanova was warranted. This team you haven't been able to trust them all year. Yeah, they're at home. They should win this game, but I don't want to lay double digits with Villanova. I mean, look, they barely got by DePaul. And I know they won down the stretch, 11-point win over Providence, stuff like that. They did beat down Georgetown. I think they win this game, but I think VCU can hang around. We all know Nova, a good free throw shooting team. They just got to get to the line a little bit more. They are healthy. Do they care? Do they want to go on and win the NIT? I think VCU could be scrappy. They can get hot from three at times. They're a pretty good free throw shooting team, VCU. Which matters in these games. And the defensive numbers are right there. VCU, maybe even a little bit better than Nova. So this keeps going. Yeah, Jose, I am all that love for Villanova. They might win, but this back door might be open with VCU.
Yeah, I was shocked. I just couldn't believe it. I thought this was like 5-point line, make this game close. But, I like VCU here, and I don't know if I'll be making it official here. It's funny. I wrote down VCU plus 6.5 last night. Now that's 7.5. I don't want to bet it, which is hilarious. But
it's 8.5 everywhere.
Cody Norton was saying that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to stay off, I guess. At this point.
You're right about the defense
you're right.
For VCU. They can compete. It's, you look at what they did across the A10 and, they made some noise out there. That A10, losing to Duquesne at the end is no, it's not great, but Duquesne handled that St. Bonaventure team that we talked about beating up that Loyola, Illinois team. So climb the ladder. That's a tough loss for them boys to take. They're slight favorites. The other side of things there with Villanova, yeah, you mentioned number 1 free throw shooting team in the country, shoot a shitload of threes. They don't even care where they shoot them from. They just jack them up Steph Curry style from the parking lot. And win or lose, that's a tough spot to be when you have a team like, in a spot like this there. I got to believe VCU. The thing with the program, coach moved on, key players moved on, definitely in a rebuilding spot. So they should have the motivation and the chip. I kind of lean to the under in this one, though. To me, this is, again, a spot. Where the hell did the Villanova scoring go for a team that shoots free throws and gets 3-pointers? 69 points against Fordham, 73 against UMass. Okay.
They have no inside game, Mike. That's why. They have, nothing.
I don't understand it. And so for me, this is the opportunity for the under in a battle spot here. I wasn't going to move on this game early on. I looked at it, but from the opening to where we are now, it's moved. And this number's just, this thing gets over 124. I'd be surprised. And you're getting 132.5 at minus 108s. Yeah, I'm gonna move on that. I'm gonna move on the Villanova under 132.5 minus 108. Another 8-10 spot for these unders. Give me that under all day.
All right, under for Mike. Connor, anything for you in this game officially?
No, I was glancing. This is one I'm going to look at a little bit more. If I roll, I might look at a first half under, but I don't really want to go crazy. It's only 61.5. Yeah. NIT.
Super low number, but that's because it started low, right? So the whole number for the game started low.
Oh yeah.
I don't make any sense to me. This one was probably a good reason why I didn't look at it in the first place. And how do you know which one of these two teams is going to show up? I think the motivation's there for VCU, but on the same side of things, Villanova, coaching the second year of the program, kind of had a shitty start to the season, trying to figure things out, made some moves, but wasn't enough to get it done out there. This is a tricky, a lot of points, man. If this thing gets to like 10, you got to take VCU. I don't know if it gets that high, but you got to think VCU's a live dog, or not a live dog, but at least able to cover the back number.
Interesting. Standing on money likes VCU team total under. Dan Kelly just took a Texas team total under. Robert Franklin likes 8.5. Cody Norton likes the 4.5 first half there. Very interesting. Ronnie Barton, good question. We are absolutely still going to try to do a East Coast Pubapalooza, so don't you worry about that. So we still have all that money in the buy me a coffee too. So Rodney will Atlantic City, hopefully happening soon. Don't know when, but I would really like to have that happen soon. I've never been to Atlantic City, so fun times.
You're not missing out.
let's go over
it's gotta be the summertime though. It can't be. It's got to be in the summer. I know it's dead time and until you get some better deals out there, but you don't want to be there when it's fucking 30 degrees and there's seawater blowing in on you that feels like frozen pellets. That's not a good spot to be.
Okay, fair. That's fair. And by the way, Kelsey is she's bringing up good points today. She says the live dog is better than a dead dog. So facts are facts there. Facts are facts there. I'm pretty sure my dog is just looking at me like, what? What are you talking about over there? All right, let's recap our action here, and then we'll bring on our guy, Dutch Boy Fresh, hopefully, for this NBA segment as well. Believe 11 a.m. Pacific is 1 p.m. my time. So believe we're still on good timing there. So we only have a few games left, and it's going to be fun. Mike, I'll start with you here, and I'll let you just recap your action here that you've given us on the college basketball segment.
Yeah, I ended up moving it on Montana State -4 at -109. Colorado -2.5 at -110. St. Joe's +8 -110. Indiana State first half -3.5 at -115. Loyola +5 -110, and the under 141 at -112. UNLV +4 at -108. Might even pull the trigger on that dog spot there. App State over 146 -110. Cincy under 144.5 -115, and Villanova under 132 at -132.5 at -108. The under in that Villanova game.
All right, beautiful, Connor. Go ahead and recap your action here, and I'll mention that Connor is on the Capitals and the Wild for NHL there. So Capitals and Wild, and we have to talk about baseball again real quick. So I'll get you guys into that again, but. Connor, go ahead and recap your college basketball.
Yeah, Montana State -4. Boise, Colorado first half under 66.5. Got to take it on this neutral floor. Over Wake App State over 146.5. UNLV +4 and Loyola Chicago +5. That's it.
All right, beautiful. And then any action on the baseball game, gents?
So I lean to the over. I gotta get there though. I gotta pull the trigger on it. And I haven't done that just yet. So I'll probably sit with it a little longer, try to see what's happening there. But I like the over spot there. I like the Nerfy, and then I like that to be the over, which to me that does correlate, even though it doesn't make sense. So, and then Tori Coker, Jose, can you say it for us here? Who do I have in this?
Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce.
It's hard
Tori.
to believe with the way the letters are spelled out on the board that I'm looking at. That's how you say it, but that is the case. I got it at -5 earlier today.
There you go, Fenerbahce -5.
Let's hit this. Let's hit this game because we didn't get to a ton of games tomorrow. Dan put it in the chat. What do you think about it, Mikey? Because I think they shouldn't have been a 7 seed in Texas. I agree. I like Colorado State. Oh, but I mean, this is a game Texas could win, but I don't buy them. I haven't bought them all year. I know they snuck in. They got some late wins over Tech and Oklahoma. And other than at home, they weren't good, really on the road. So I don't trust them. I like Colorado State there as well. These teams match up well. Can we get some more Mountain West? And I think they were one of the better conferences. And this year, under get some wins here in the tournament. What do you think?
I'm with you. I've got a couple of brackets I filled out where I've got Texas to. Actually, I think I've got one bracket where Texas is advancing, but I took the combo spot there. I like Colorado State to move on from this round here, and I think you're getting a good price on them now at 2.5. Probably by tomorrow, I don't think this one goes to 3. I think it moves back to 2s because people realize Colorado State. If you look at their resume and kind of who they've battled out there, I know with the Big 12 and the SECs and Texas and just not sold on this team this year, and they've had some big letdown spots where Texas and Texas A&M are two teams that. To me, just haven't been able to get me the bag. So I would definitely lean to that Colorado State side of things, especially after you saw the way they handled, everybody expected that defense yesterday to rise up and slap them in the face there with Virginia. And it didn't happen. They came out there top to bottom, start to finish, wire to wire. They kicked the shit out of them boys and embarrassed them. I mean, that was a 5-minute stretch of no scoring. So then you talk about defense to defense, their defense can go out there and hoop too. So I like that Colorado State team. I think that's a great look. I think live dog. And again, I think I'd get it early because that number is going to more than likely move. And I'll be landing just around that time in San Antonio with young Jose Bouquett picking me up.
Yep. I agree with you. And it's funny, Mike's going to meet my version of Sonny as well when I pick him up as well. My best friend's coming to Pubapalooza this time. So it'll be very funny to see. Connor, do you have any thoughts on that game? I know you're the one that brought it up here, and I like Colorado State as well. But
yeah, I like Colorado State. I think Texas is a little bit of frauds. So I agree. I haven't really backed Texas a ton at all, other than there's the few home games this year. I think just they're very average, and they can get taken down.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
The other one, since we're keeping our boy on ice back there, is
of course.
Don't fall in that trap with McNeese. I know I talked about it earlier this week, and I like McNeese, but the more I've said on this game now, and this is why we have 3 days to consider this stuff here, the Zags probably absolutely beat the shit out of this McNeese team. So, for what it's worth, they're a great story. But the more I've sat on it, the more I got to agree that that's the play.
I agree with that. I think Will Wade's 1 foot out the door. So. That'd be nice. All right. Appreciate you both for joining me here. Connor, thanks for breaking down NHL. Mike, thanks for coming on here and doing the damn thing, college basketball as well with us here. Mike, you have a show tonight. Last show before Pubapalooza. And then the last call will be live and in person. You'll be right in front of T too.
Oh man, we're gonna be rocking and holding it down here. We're gonna be rolling off of a huge day last night. I think we netted over 6 units yesterday in a nice little positive spot. So trying to run it back. We got LJ from the H riding on slab tonight with us there at last call, and I already got a sneak peek at where he wants to attack in the NBA. You don't want to miss out. Short NHL card, but we're gonna make up for it with college, and then of course the NBA. We're going to go load up and fire away. Had a nice little sweep last night, a little mini sweep at 3-0 in the NBA. But shout out to Billy Grizz, kept me off a loser, and we're going to try to run it back today, boys. So appreciate the time, Jose C-Mac, my guy. Yeah. Appreciate you, and of course Dutch Boy Fresh back there doing what he does as well. So I'll see you guys soon, man. See you down in San Antonio, boys.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Later.
Mike Money joining us in San Antonio in a few short hours. Connor, what are your Pubapalooza plans? Are you coming?
Yeah. I'll be there probably Friday morning. So
Friday
it's
morning.
the flight I
So that
got.
answers the question. Very exciting.
I have to take care of a few more things here before
Do your
I'm
thing.
there.
Hey, as long you're going to be there for the poker tournament. That's all that matters. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, where's that at? What's the place it's at?
Well, that's a great question, Connor. You're a company man. Just look up.
Hit the ads, baby.
San Antonio. Look up Brooklyn Square Card Parlor. It's going to be a whole lot of fun there. We'll be playing in an actual card house, dealers, the whole nine. And I keep saying this, and I'll keep saying it in hushed tones, but apparently the servers there are very attractive. So I'm very interested.
I hope so. Shit.
Very interested to see the servers, in San Antonio, as Charles Barkley says, there's a lot of big women here. So I'm excited to see what is happening there. So it's going to be fun. Cards dealt today at $100 buy-in. Oh, and plus $20 for your bounty as well. Need to add that on there as well. We're doing bounties for everyone. So basically $120. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm playing, and I'll have a bounty. And if you take my bounty, I'll be pissed. So it'll be fun. Connor, thanks for joining us. I'll see you in a couple of hours, I guess. I guess more than a couple, but I'll see you very soon.
See you soon. Get in on the pony race if you haven't.
Yep.
You win $50. Can't beat it. And sign up for the NCAA, the bracket. Get on in it. I don't know what everyone's waiting for. Both of them, yeah. Bracket challenge, conference pool. Come on now. College basketball, baby. I love it. Appreciate it. I'll see you soon, Jose.
All right. Beautiful work. Connor Mac picks, as I now realize I am so off center. All right. Let's bring on our NBA expert here. We have him for a little bit of time. Short NBA card, thankfully. So let's break it down here with the freshest cappers in the industry, Mr. Dutch Boy Fresh. Dutchy, my man, what's good?
Little Jose, my guy. The NBA is a hell of a drug. Hey, you looking at the plug? Yeah, man. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing pretty well. Can't complain. Excited about the association today. We have a lot of bets already today, and it's going to be fun betting with all the crew beside us as well. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Julian Cesario, by the way, landed tomorrow, 150. Love to see that. Let's get into it, Dutch. You're a busy man. You've got shit to do, and I don't want to keep you here waiting any longer than you have to, my man. So let's get right after it here. I'm excited to talk about these games.
I appreciate your brisk pace. I shot you that. I seen all that shit you put out yesterday about what you was talking. I was like, bro, if you was anything like Jimmy the Bag, this shit's going 3+ hours. So plenty of time. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Shout out to Ick. Hopefully all motherfuckers safe travels to the essay. Safe motherfucking travels.
Yes, sir. So it'll be a lot of fun. And yes, I pride myself on my pace compared to Jimmy. So shout out to old Jimmy the Bag there. I can almost guarantee that tomorrow's betting with the bag will be 4+ hours. So everyone,
so long.
Strap in. Strap in. It's going to be fun. But let's talk about these games. I was doing the lines for these games, and I realized almost all of them are like 8, 9, 10 points today. It's crazy. And this is the only game that seems like it's a pretty decent line. Cavs versus Heat. I've been rooting against the Heat all year because of the Magic's future. Shout out to Dan Kelly. And they're just, I don't know. They've just not been a good ball club this year. Now we've got them favored, so we have underdogs against the Cavs on the road. And you're more of the injury expert here than me, Dutch. I'll say that. But I saw Donovan Mitchell broken nose, and they're still favored. I mean, I kind of expect Donovan not to play, but I mean, shit. Are the Heat really this bad, Dutch? I don't know. Market here real quick before we pass it on to Dutch. 83% of the bets on the Heat. No money percentage yet. So no one betting the Cavs here as underdogs. It's interesting that the line is set that way. And 62% of the bets, 95% of the money on the over in this game. And that brings me to another point. Dutch, you know I don't watch the NBA. It's an unwatchable sport to me. I fucking can't stand it. However, in the last few weeks, maybe a month now, since the All-Star break, the NBA has quietly put out this edict to all of its referees, and it's starting to get all the ticky-tack bullshit fouls out of the league. Very interesting. There's some, articles you can read. Free throws are down 5 whole free throws attempts per game for everyone. There's players like Trae Young and James Harden are guys that are free throw attempts per game are just plummeting. And I think the refs are starting to call, less ticky-tack bullshit fouls. I'm pretty sure the whole first half of the NBA was all that shit. So I'm excited to see what the NBA does. And naturally, when you see more defense being played, the totals are going to start coming down too. So a 204 here for what the NBA has been is incredibly low for me here. And I'm excited to see what you have to say about this game, Dutch. Cavs Heat. Take it away.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, X-Ninja on the building. Mr. Bless him. I see you, my man. JPZ. If you didn't know, he's on the motherfucking intro. God damn it. Shout out to you. I see you, my man. Justin in the building. All y'all motherfuckers going to the essay. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Check out our boy LJ and JPZ Friday night, man. Hey, I seen that shit, man. Hey, the lights will be bright. Believe that. This is a tough game. Yeah, check it out. That's a nice little rotation you got going on there for Pubapalooza 3. This is a tough game though, Jose. Now you did mention too, today is the theme too, and I said today, man, today you can't be scared. You can't be scary today. You got to lay the wood. Shout out to my boy Nets Bets. Today's one of them days where you just got, if you like your side, you can't really give a fuck about the number outside of this game. But there are big numbers on this card, and I do have some big numbers that I play today, which isn't really my style, but it is what it is. I like them. I'm not going to be scared of the number. This game, though, right away, I was thinking Cleveland. I was saying Cleveland at the house, low number here. Miami's just a struggling basketball team, bro. I mean, they're beat the fuck up. You talk about no Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Jimmy Butler here did go through shoot around, so he's questionable for this game. He's been out. Obviously, no Tyler Hero. Bam now with the back. Had a great game the other day. Didn't get it done in Philly, but did have a good game, but now he's got a little back issues. I believe he will play, but now they're talking a little bit of back issues with him. But you got Cleveland first game back of a road trip. Only a 3-game road trip. Did start in New Orleans. Impressive win in New Orleans. Beat them by double digits. Then they travel to Houston and get blown out in Houston. And then go to Indiana and have a really good, impressive win where they're up pretty much by double digits the entire game in Indiana. So first game back, we don't really tend to look at teams on that perspective. So I don't really want to take Cleveland here. But then on the other side, we got Miami, man. They fucked around and really have lost 5 straight basketball games outside of beating Detroit back-to-back. And that ain't saying much, beating the Detroit Pistons. So, off a loss from Philly, traveling to Cleveland. This is not a team I want to bet. I know there's some sharks out there that are attracted to the Miami Heat today. And would I be surprised if they found a way to get it done? I would not. But this is a stay-off game for me because I think you could flip a fucking coin with this one, bro. Tough basketball game. You can make a case for each side. I guess in that perspective, you would lean to the points, which is Miami. But this is too tough for me to put my money on it.
Agreed. Stay-off game for me. Kelsey, great question, asking about if you live bet a second half and take the points, what does that mean? You have to win the whole game by that. So, Kelsey, let's say that you're betting on the Nets. They're up by 9 at the half, and their second half line is -5. You have to win by 14, for example, there. So you have to win that second half by those 5 points, for example. So there you go. Kelsey, again, ask all your questions. No stupid questions here. Thank you for your time.
Well, there are stupid questions.
Well, I don't know. I respect all questions, Dutch. I think you'd be a fan of Kelsey, Dutch. I think you'd be a fan of her content. Let's just say that she eats good.
I'm not saying that was a stupid question.
No. No, of course. There are stupid questions. You're right.
That's actually a pretty valid question because a lot of motherfuckers probably really didn't even know that answer. You know what I mean? But
there are stupid questions.
There are definitely.
No, I get it. No, I get it for sure. So, and I've given Kelsey shout outs all fucking show because of her food content now, and it's just because I'm fucking starving right now. So shout out to you again, Kelsey, but it's very funny. All right, let's go to our next game. Bum fight here. Indiana Pacers Detroit, and this is where we start our -10s, -11s, -8s. We're around the association here. Pacers favored by 10 on the road against the Pistons. The Pistons are horrible. But I will admit, the first thing I looked at was his total, 135.5 it's high. And like I said, the officiating has kind of changed a bit. It's been interesting. 56% of the bets and 98% of the money on the under in this game. Jesus. So sharps like the under in this game, obviously. Spread-wise, no percentage of money, but 64% of the bets on the Pacers. Kind of not surprising there. I definitely lean under, Dutch, but I'm not going to touch this game. What do you think?
Yeah, this is another game that's not too attractive to me. I mean, actually, the first game, honestly, I think is a good basketball game. It's just, from a betting perspective, is difficult. This one is Indiana or nothing here. I guess you could say the under here, but Indiana, man, they just try to run up and down. They have slowed it down a little bit. And Hallie, you know, I mean, his ass has lost his J. He can't find his way.
Yep.
I mean, if you've been betting on Hallie props, especially 3-pointers, from that perspective, he is not the same guy. Ever since he did his little thing in Indiana at the All-Star break, the motherfucker. But yeah, man, this is Indiana to me or nothing. I guess you could look maybe even team total Indiana. I'm not gonna lay this many points. Maybe break it down first half. There's levels to this shit, and Indiana has been not the best basketball team of late, and not playing to their capability. But they're still clearly on another level in Detroit Pistons, as this number says it. 10 motherfucking points on the road. So Detroit's a gritty basketball team. They do have a tendency to stay in these games, so I could see where people would make a case for Detroit plus 10, but for me, it's just a matter of Indiana flipping the switch at any time. So I'll probably look Indiana early if you want to bet this basketball game.
Fair enough. Indiana early. Yeah, it's tough to bet the Pistons. I mean, real bad for the Pistons. So
I feel like
shout out to
Jim will be all
Indiana.
over the Pistons tonight.
Yeah, right. I have mixed feelings about Halliburton because I saw him bitching about people betting on him, and he's like, people just see me as just a prop. Shut the hell up, Hallie. We're trying to bet on you, my man. Shut the fuck up and let us just bet on you. God damn it.
Is your life so bad? Your life so bad, bro? Get the fuck out.
It's not my fault you're hitting 28% from 3 and your shots all fucked up.
It's about time that ugly ass Jay started breaking. You know what I mean?
For real. Jesus Christ. It's ugly. It's ugly for sure. All right, let's go to our next game. Game of the night until I don't know if you guys got that ESPN notification. Giannis out, hamstring. So Celtics 10.5-point favorites against the Bucks. I mean, I expect the Celtics to beat the shit out of the Bucks, but am I going to lay 10 points? No, I'm not going to do that. So I pass this game as well. Again, Giannis out makes everything just, so fucked. Is Dame time going to go off here? I don't think so. I think Drew Holiday and company will just, smother him, and then the Celtics just kind of roll on here. Hilariously enough, let's talk about the total split here first. Another very sharp, allegedly sharp action here for this total. Bigger bets on the under. 31%. Only 31% of the bets on the under, but 93% of the money on the under. So big bets on the under in this game. No Giannis, so I get it. And for the spread in this game, 84% of the bets, 98% of the money on the Celtics here. So, I mean, everyone's just going to see Giannis not out and just keep betting the Celtics. But, I mean, that's star theorem. When your star is gone, everyone always steps up somehow, and it goes from there. So I'm off this game. This line opened up at 7, and like we said, the Giannis news bumped it up. Could I see the Bucks covering this game? Absolutely. Could I see an under in this game? I think so too, but I don't want anything to do with this game. Dutch, what do you think?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Robert Franklin in the building. I see you, Bo Jackson, my guy. I like the Celtics here, man. It's one of these where you can't be scared, man. You can't, take your ass to church, man. I'm going to the motherfucking window. That's where I'm going with the Leprechauns. And we will be chiefing on the Milwaukee Bucks. Believe that. The Bucks here now. You say the Giannis theory is shit, but I don't know if you fail to realize that they had that the other day when they smacked the Phoenix Suns by 22 with the healthy Kevin Durant. Now, they didn't win the game by 22. They won the game, I believe, by like 10-8. Got a little by 11, excuse me. But They're up by 22 at halftime. You got a healthy KD, you got a healthy Devin Booker, Bradley Beal out there, no Giannis, and boy, did they shoot the fucking lights out in Milwaukee. And they really just kind of punked Phoenix. It was kind of embarrassing. That, they're asking KD at the end of the game in the interview in the locker room. He looked defeated, really. He looked defeated. He only had, I think, 10, 11 points or something. Grayson Allen took over the scoring points. He said, Grayson Allen scored for me, so I did other things. Man, you kept him motherfucking Durant, bro. Now, I will give a shout out to Grayson Allen, the Dookie, because I did have over 2.5 threes, and he got that in the first quarter. But besides that, you're Kevin motherfucking Durant, bro. So come on now. I just look at it as like, okay, Milwaukee just smacked Phoenix. They're feeling good without their big horse. I do think Dame Time will do his thing, but it's a bad matchup for him. Drew Holiday really has his way with him. Plus, Boston is deeper at that position. They could throw White at him. They could throw JB at him. I mean, they're really deep at this now. Really, Dame Time's really all they have to really. I don't think Bobby Portis is going to play like he did against Phoenix, although Bobby, is capable. But the Celtics, man, they're just the best thing going. 6-0 ATS last 6, 5-0, covered 5 straight at the crib. And the Bucks have been suspect against the Celtics against the number for quite some time. 4-15 ATS last 19 against the Celtics, and they're 8-2 in Boston. So they don't play that well in Beantown. You got Boston, a team that's just cruising. And most importantly, right here, the thing that definitely stands out to me is January 11th, they played in Milwaukee with a healthy team. And with KP, even KP's ass play, who doesn't very rarely play anymore, got smacked by 33 in Milwaukee. 30-plus points in Milwaukee. Now it's Boston's turn. This number's big for a reason. It's revenge, a little bit of revenge mode there. I know, these two teams are in the Eastern Conference. They play each other when it matters. You lose by 30 points. I have a feeling that they remember this in the locker room. They're going to put it on a beat-up Milwaukee team right now who still, even with Giannis, has a hard time defending. And this team is, Jose, from an offensive perspective, Boston, it don't get much better than that.
Yeah, I like your look. And people will be shocked to hear that I like a look on the Celtics. But, yeah, I mean, I think you're 100% right, especially coming off of a great shooting performance. In Phoenix, a game you're probably not supposed to win without Giannis. Yeah, I think Celtics do indeed smash here. Shout out to Nasty Nate on his plane right now. All right.
Let's go.
Let's move on here. And Dutch, you're taking the 10.5, correct?
Yes, sir. That's official.
What number did you get on that?
I got the 10.
All right, cool. Let's move on here. Let's go Sacramento, Toronto. Another gigantic line here. Again, I heard someone else say this. You guys say, go, if you're scared, go to church. Heard someone else, if you're scared, get a dog. I think I would have to get a dog today, Dutch, because the Kings, 11-point favorites on the road. I mean, fuck. How the hell are you betting this? I get it. The Raptors are horrible, but it's just maybe I had this PTSD from just seeing all these shitty Kings teams from the past. I don't know, but it's a tough game to bet. 54% of the bets and 96% of the money on the Kings here. Gigantic spread. I mean, it seems like those big favorites, and I know that's not even like public money per se. It's less bets, less amount of bets, bigger amount of the money percentage. It's just big bets on the squad, so it's interesting. 66% of the bets and 80% of the money on the over in this game. Dutch, take it away here. Am I too scared? Do I need to get a dog here? Is it time just to keep laying these numbers?
Nah, man. This is an ugly ass motherfucking basketball game right here. I appreciate you, Hick. Yeah, man. Standing on money, huh? I like that. He says when he likes Lopez, Hick says he likes Portis when Giannis is out. Yeah, Lopez, man, he seems a little too happy on that perimeter to me, to be quite honest with you, to go back to last game. I don't really got anything for this game. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Toronto is an absolute fade. I mean, they can't stop nobody. So if you could probably look Sacramento team total, but I'm not laying anywhere near 11 with Sacramento. And then again, like, Toronto's just not a team you're betting on right now. So they're beat the fuck up. A lot of people liking quickly props a little bit lately. De'Aaron Fox should be able to just layup drill, but then you got to take in the factor of the blowout. It could be a blowout as he's sitting in the fourth quarter. So this game is not attractive whatsoever.
Yeah. Pass game for me. Pass for Dutch. We'll keep it rolling here. Another shit game. Oklahoma City at home for Utah. 15.5-point favorites.
God damn.
Again, I just, I get it. I get it. These teams are just a lot better, but fuck. 15.5? I don't know if I can get there again. It's just tough to lay these numbers, especially in the NBA. I mean, shit. All these games in the NBA always come down the last 2 minutes, it feels like. Money splits for this game. 81% of the bets on the Oklahoma City Thunder. No money percentages for that one, but a lot of people on the Oklahoma City Thunder, as you guys can probably guess. Same thing with the total here, but only 57% of the bets on the under in this game as the Action Network continues to fail us here. But I've got nothing on this game again. I just think with these big ass numbers, maybe you just keep taking a dog here, but it's an ugly thing to do here, Dutch. What do you think?
Yeah, this one's a little bit in revenge mode here too as well. I think you gotta kind of look OKC here. Utah can't stop a motherfucking nosebleed. They are beat up and they're just defensively just incapable. And you got a team like OKC who's very capable of putting up a lot of points. And coming off a loss in Utah, February 6th. February 6th they lost in Utah. As a 3-point favorite, Utah beat them outright in Utah by 7. So I don't know if OKC overlooks this team here. And they are renovating my fucking shit, so I can't believe it's been this quiet the whole time, honestly, Jose. It's been so quiet, but I couldn't even do the show with Ski and the boys yesterday because of this shit. It's black. They're renovating the hallways, and the shit is loud. So bear with me, but we, shouldn't be much longer. But yeah, this game, not attractive whatsoever. I do think OKC picks their number, to be quite honest with you.
No, agreed there. And so let's get Dutch out of here. Those fucking motherfuckers in the hallway don't fuck with Dutch today. Next game, Memphis, Golden State. 11. Again, we've had 10, 15, 11. What number are you laying today, guys? Because you're going to have to lay one. Again, I just don't want to trust the Warriors at home. I get it, but it's still the Warriors who have kind of disappointed the whole year. Now, obviously, the first question is, who the fuck on Memphis is going to guard Wardell? There's not a soul on the Memphis Grizzlies that can guard Curry. I don't know what, Jared Jackson is going to do on Draymond or whoever the fuck he's going to guard, but I just can't get there with this game either. I'd probably, again, just opt to leaning towards the Grizzlies here, but it's just shit game, backwood for me, as you'd say, Dutch. And I'd pray that the Warriors, if you're betting on them, come out motivated to at least whoop some ass.
Yeah, man. I do like the Warriors here. Actually, I do. I feel like it's big business here, man. New York came in there, kind of punked them from start to finish recently, and the Warriors have fucked around and lost 3 straight basketball games. God damn.
No, you're good. We can barely hear it. It's not that bad.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, it's fucking loud as fuck for me. That shit instantly just like kills my high, bro. Yeah, so they've lost 3 straight. They've lost 3 straight at home, bro. To Chicago, San Antonio, and most recently the New York Knickerbockers. Sheesh. So I think they're gonna come out and handle a Memphis Grizzlies team who they're clearly on another level. I really do. Yeah. I think the 11 is still good. Hopefully got a little bit better, but 11 is still good. I think they beat them by 20 plus. They need to win at home. Memphis is coming off 2 tough basketball games against Oklahoma City. Sacramento played them tough. Did lose to Charlotte Hornets prior to that. I think it's a little bit more of that. The Warriors have beat them 2 out of the last 3 times by double digits. I expect it to happen again tonight.
All right. A little ass whooping here for the Golden State Warriors. I probably agree with you guys there. All right. 2 more games left. Let's talk about those aforementioned Phoenix Suns who you just mentioned got their asses kicked by Bucks team that, we all kind of know it's not that good. And you said it yourself, no Giannis, and they still get their ass whooped. So it's very interesting. They're 9-point favorites here against the 76ers, which, everyone knows, I'm a Celtics fan, and I hate the 76ers, and it's warmed my heart to see them suffer. But I don't know. Again, 9 points here. The Suns, I'm sure, are going to be motivated to hell, and that's why I would bet them coming off of getting their shit pushed in like that. But I don't know. The 76ers are, still a professional outlet. This is the one number of all the numbers, the big numbers we've had. I probably lay with the Phoenix Suns here, Dutch. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Maxey here over 28. I think he gets that done. Tyreek Maxey just lights the fuck out, man. I stayed off him in our sesh prop on Monday because it was at 28. I thought they're kind of sharp, but I mean, 28 starting to just be like 25 for Maxey now. Like it really is. He's got the green light. No Joel Embiid. And no Tobias Harris. He's been beat the fuck up as well. But I like the Suns. I like Phoenix to bounce back here. Big thing is about what happened in Milwaukee. I think it was kind of like, man, we talked about what I said about KD. You don't lose that basketball game. You definitely shouldn't lose that basketball game in that fashion, down 22 at halftime. So I like the Suns an awful lot here. I think they come out, smack Philly, who can't really stop nobody. This team is not very good.
Yeah.
All right, they did just win recently against Miami, and we talked about Miami struggles. But outside of that, they beat New York. That's all they won. That's the only team they won in the last 2 to 3 weeks. This team is not playing good basketball. They can't stop no one. I mean, they're counting on Kelly Oubre and Buddy Hield. These motherfuckers, like, Maxey's nice too, but his defense isn't that nice. So but we're going to see big numbers by Maxey here, I think, for the rest of the season. And I think Phoenix is this is a nice feel good spot right here. You got a Sixers team that can't really do nothing with them defensively. So they picked their number, and KD should be having the hoodie on fourth quarter. Really should be that type of game. So give me the Phoenix Suns full game.
Phoenix Suns full game for Dutch as well here. I mean, I agree with you, and I think this will probably be my NBA bet of the day. The Suns here. And, I'm not a first half better like my guy Dabby Cab and yours, but I do like them both sides here. First half full game, but I'm going to stick with the full game here. And shout out to Dabby Cab wherever he is, getting his car fixed right now. Shout out to him. And by the way, again, I'll remind everyone, Dabby Cab almost, I think, is over 60% in college basketball right now. He's on Colorado today, so take note there. All right. Last game of our card here. Dutch, again, thank you for joining us here. We're talking Clips, Trailblazers here. 12-point line. It is quite hilarious that literally all the lines today were basically double digits except for 2. And one was 9, so that doesn't really count either way. I mean, I've heard so much talk about the Clippers this year. They're back. They're healthy. Now Kawhi, I saw him leave the other day with back spasms. We'll see if he plays this game. But the Trailblazers are just a shit bum organization, and there's not a soul on this team that can guard like Paul George, for example. Not one fucking human being on this team can guard him. So I'm out on this game. I'd probably lean Clippers here and lay it again, but nothing here for me, Dutch. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Real Deal Prime, DC Capper. I see you, my man. All about the hoops is Dabby Cab and fucking Mike's Wednesday night. I got shit to do on Wednesday night. Sunday is live NBA, most definitely though. But yeah, y'all run that shit. Have a good time. All about the hoops Wednesday nights. Get the pimp in the mode. Y'all do your thing. But yeah, man. This is another one of these games, bro. It's another one of these games. I don't like what I'm seeing with the Clippers since the All-Star break. They're just the Clippers, man. They really are. The Blazers have guys that can put the ball in the bucket, but you mentioned that defensively they're incapable. DA's, kind of loading up on the props here. So, say what you will about the boy. If you can bet him, he's going to get you paid. Do it. So, I would probably look DA because they really outside. Zubac ain't got really nothing for him. But on the other perspective, I guess you kind of have to lay from a side perspective. I would have to look at the Blazers, I guess, because there's no way in hell I'm laying 12 with the Clippers from what I've seen in the second half. I don't like them. I don't like what I'm just seeing from just a team perspective. Russ, and also Russ. A lot of people talk a lot of shit about Russ. I've said my shit about him. Yeah, he's very important. Especially the fact that he took the role to come off the bench willingly. So. The Clippers are the Clippers, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, the Clippers are indeed the Clippers, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the playoffs, to say the least. I told Helga about was talking to Helga about sports, and I had to explain the difference between the Celtics and Celtic, the soccer team, and then I explained to Helga that teams play in the same arena, and she was fucking shocked that the Clippers were still a franchise. She's like, "How are they not out of business? They had the same place with the Lakers? That doesn't make sense." And I was like, "Yeah, you know." They're asking that same shit too, Helga. But yeah, shout out to Helga. I always think of her now when I think of the Clippers. I'm like, how the fuck are they in business now?
Yeah, low key, bring the Clippers to Vegas, man. You know, hey,
yeah,
that'd be a beautiful thing.
That would be awesome. But unfortunately, LeBron is going to get his fucking basketball team, and they're going to put him in Vegas and piss me the fuck off. So that'll be great. All right, Dutch, let's review action here. Not much for you here today. I think only 2 bets, correct?
No, 3.
Oh, 3 bets. All right, beautiful. Go over them for us.
So we got the let's see here. I'm loaded now. We got the Suns, right? Minus we get the -9. Got Golden State. Make it official at 11. And Boston, I guess the best number out there will be 10.5 now. If you can get to 10, it's even nicer. But 10.5. Laying the wood today with the 3 heavy hitters. You know, I think the Leprechauns get it done at the crib. You know, it's Dub Nation in Bay Business all day. You know, the Warriors, this is another level than the Grizzlies. They need to make them fans happy at the crib. And then of course Phoenix, man, it's a beautiful spot for Phoenix tonight.
All right, beautiful.
I like Maxey too. You know what? I'll make Maxey official.
Ooh.
You get the 28.5. You know, I like it. You know, my prop bets are smaller, but I bet it, so might as well make it official here. So yeah, I like Tyreke Maxey. I think he goes for 30 plus. Against a Phoenix team we know is not really the best from a defense perspective as well. So I think Maxey will probably get that by the third quarter.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so shout out to you there, Dutch. Celtics -10.5, -110. Suns -9, -110. Warriors, I got you -10.5, -110 there. And Tyrese Maxey over 28.5 points there. Dutchie, my man, thank you for joining us. Thanks for breaking down the NBA. Good luck at your appointments, and good luck with the fucking hallway service you've got over there, my man. Good luck with that.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be nice when it's done, but god damn, the process. It's a process, you know, it's a motherfucking process. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Check it out tonight. I'm sure they're gonna run all about the hoops. The fellas should be live in studio, so it's gonna be the vibe. Check it out right here, Pub Sports Radio. Y'all stay fresh.
All right, beautiful work, Dutch boy, fresh as always. And that's it, guys. But wait, that's it. That can't be it, because guess what, guys? We got the horses.
Upgrade your membership to gold. You will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday.
A lot of names, a lot of familiar faces, and another chance for $50. Sign up for PSR Gold. It's going to be a lot of fun. Why wouldn't you want to be on this list, huh? Frank, that's a great question. Does AI determine the winner? No, Frank. The fastest horse does. So shout out to everyone that's a member. We appreciate you guys. We let our horses run forever. 2.5 hours.
They were racing.
It's San Antonio. Here we go.
And they are off.
You know I'm not winning this. My horse ain't like this.
And here comes Big Show, who says 2 minutes is too long. Big Show wants this race to end right now. Going to be moving into the stretch soon. K-Wolf up front. Saturated making a move. And there's nasty motherfucking Nate. Director 97. And he didn't show me 40. He didn't show me 40. Director 97. $100. Team wanting all the money.
Oh my God, Director!
And it's Director 97. Back.
Oh my God!
Fresh, take it home! Here's 6-5-4! Oh God! Saturated. Friedrich gonna come home with it. Is it Billy Friedrich's time? Is it his time? No, it's not. Cody Norton making this doing the fight with it as well. Billy the fight. How dare you throw the ace down? Does Coyne have enough space to get home? Or will Gavin Jimmy, take care of business. Here comes the show. A third win for Director 97.
But Connor Mack picks out. He might be blowing his load a little bit too early. Is anybody to contest? Here comes Iron Eagle out of nowhere. Iron Eagle.
It's a packed race. 5 seconds. Crystal from the back. Crystal. Justin Mapley wants his action. Justin Mapley wants to go back to back. Justin wants it. Justin needs it. Go back. Fire Justin. Where's the wire? Justin. BD comes out of nowhere. Better. There's nothing better than racing these fucking horses, lads. I can't wait to do this every Wednesday and Friday. It's going to be very, very nice. And Kelsey, I do need Jimmy to call in and do this horse race with me. But we're riding solo here today. 64 horses on the track. There's actually 63 gold members. I don't have the time to go through and comb through who was the one that dropped out or whatever. But we'll hope that person does not win. It's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to everyone in the chat here. Shout out to our gold members. Appreciate all you guys. You guys are the backbone of what makes this channel so special. Now, again, if you don't know and you watched all that montage, you're like, what the fuck is happening? We do PSR gold member races. We have 2 levels of membership, $9.99 a month for PSR gold, and we do 2 horse races a week. Well, I should say both for $50, and it's going to be a lot of fun here. This is the first horse race of the week, and Friday. Friday. Maybe we'll do double on Thursday and Friday, but Friday, a live horse race in studio is going to be electric. So let's gear up here. It's a whole lot of fun. I'm going to pray to God that one person is not going to be the winner. We have 1 minute on the track, and guess what, guys? We are racing in San Antonio. Thanks, everyone in here, for joining us. As always, 50 seconds on the horse race. Left, Preston Ekdahl in the lead. Kenny Can, Fat Wally, Dutch Boy Fresh, Iron Eagle, Director 97, who is a dynasty in these horse races. A dynasty. 40 seconds left. Who's going to come on top? Jimmy the Bag. Look at his horse flying up there. Is it too early? Who knows? 30 seconds left. Iron Eagles falling back. Dutch Boy Fresh, Jimmy the Bag, Craig Wilkerson. Here comes Kent Davies. Kent Davies wants a part of the action as well. Not Flush Allen. Justin McElvey in the mix as well. Here comes Joseph Thompson. 20 seconds. Here we go. The pack is 5th inning out. 13 seconds. Dutch is in the lead. Dutch is still in the lead. Dutch and Justin. 9 seconds. 8 seconds. Dutch, Justin. Fanatical Jim. Here comes Jimmy. Oh, here comes Go. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I got excited. Oh, my Lord. Ricky Levine. Congratulations, Ricky. Congratulations, Ricky. You get the dub. I really thought, guys, I got real excited there. I thought I was gonna come out there and get that dub. But Ricky Levine takes home the dub. El Dorado second, and I am in third, and I am also now winded after that call there. Shout out to everyone in the race. Jimmy in here at 7th, Dutch at 8th. Cheshire Cat in here, 17th. Zabby Cab. Now, as always, we want to scroll down and see who our last place person is. Not Flush. Nasty Nate, 48th. 49th, excuse me. He's going to be nonplussed with that. Preston at 62nd. And our friend Bunk Hoots there. Bunk Hoots at last place. So very funny. Nonetheless. Ooh, Kelsey, I am about to pass out. Jesus. All right. Appreciate everyone as always. Again, thank you guys. I know these shows with me solo are a little different to say the least, but I thank you guys as always for joining and watching. I told you guys, this is the official start of Pubapalooza here. Official start here. We have a loaded week. Tomorrow, betting with the bag, live and in person. An hour later, by the way, so 11 a.m. Eastern, Remember that 11 a.m. Eastern there, I believe at least. Or no, sorry. It's noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. My bad. 11 a.m. Central, 12 Eastern, the start of Betting with the Bags. They're going to be extremely long as well. So don't you worry about that. We'll have Gokester in studio. Nuke Worker, I'm sure, will be in studio, and he's going to join us as well. That'll be a whole lot of fun. Penny Bombs. Ick will be there. Nasty Nate will be there. Not on camera, but I know he'll be there as well. So it'll be a lot of fun. Shout out to you, Ick. I can't wait to see you, my guy. $250. We'll take that. We'll take that money. It's going to be fun. So thank you guys. Coin, Tori, Ick, Kelsey, Kelly, Ricky, Coin, Bo Jackson, Saturated, Darren's Moore, all you guys, Collins Clips, Julian Cesaro. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, my guy, as well. Real Deal Prime, Robert Franklin, Standing on Money. Thanks for watching Standing on Money. New name in the chat. So appreciate you, my guy. Hopefully you stick around, become a member. It's a great time. We're a great community. Red Mob, Rez Mob, Rants, Rez. Hopefully we see you this weekend as well. I believe you're coming as well. So shout out to you, Doug, DC Capper, all you guys. It's going to be great. And again, shout out to Kelsey and all of our female cappers, because there's like 5 of you guys, and I wish there were more of you guys, because it's a fun time betting on sports. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So shout out to you, Kelsey, and Red Girl, and Crystal Craig, and all those women that cap with us. It's a whole lot of fun. You guys make us a lot better as well, and asking good questions. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Now let's go out there. Let's get some cashola here. And I have to review picks real quick. I almost forgot to do that. So let me review picks, and then I'll get out of your hair. All right. Let me get ready for this. There's going to be a lot of words here. There's going to be a lot of words. I'll start off with my action. Colorado -2.5. Dodgers team total over 4.5, -125. UNLV +4, and Colorado Boise first half under. I'm getting under 66, -110 there. So shout out to my action there. For the rest of the lads, Connor on the Capitals money line, Wild money line as well. That's our NHL action. The baseball game, I told you my action. Mikey leans over, and Connor, I didn't write down Connor's action, so I don't think he has any action. So shout out to Connor and Mike there. Basketball games, Grambling, Montana State. Both of them are on Montana State -4. Colorado, Boise. Mike's on Colorado -2.5, and Connor's on that first half under. Mike is on St. Joseph's +8. He's also on Indiana State first half -3.5. Both of the guys are on Loyola Chicago +5. Connor is also on the under 141 as well. Both of them are on UNLV. I guess all 3 of us are on UNLV +4. Both of them are on the App State Wake game over 146, -110 there. Mike is on Cincinnati -7.5 and the under 144.5, -115. Mike is also on the under 132.5 in Villanova, -108 there. NBA action, we just talked about it. I'll go over real quick though. Dutch Celtics -10.5, Suns -9. Warriors -10.5, and he also is taking Tyrese Maxey over 28.5 points. All right. Thanks, guys. As Joey says, I'm going to go put on my chauffeur hat and go find myself a tip bucket. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Say hey, and we'll see you guys next time.